So I mean, how'd your interview go today?
Okay, it went well. It's for a process controls engineering position. It's with a company called Celanese. It's in Virginia.
What
So,
kind?
or
What?
go ahead.
No, I was wondering, what kind of stuff do they do? I mean, it's a controls. You said it's a controls process plant, basically.
Yes. So that's correct. And so it's like a lot of like the engineers that who can like apply to this job. So like I have a background in chemical engineering,
Correct.
and I just graduated. So like I'm trying to get, and since I'm trying to get a job, my ideal job would be a process controls engineering position. I know I've been like, I mean, you know my background, and I've been like interviewing with different places for different positions, but process controls is my ideal job just because it's something I can do like that. I can be on my feet, and I don't have to have like I won't be sitting down in a desk all day. That's just not for me, like a typical like computer science. So I also have like a lot of programming background, and so I feel like process controls engineering uses a little bit of both, and it's just making sure the processes at a chemical plant, like you put control systems on there to make sure the temperature in a boiler will stay the same temperature.
So it's just you're just basically monitoring, conditions,
Exactly,
things
but
along that line.
it's like you put like an actual, it's called a PLC, a programmable logic controller
All right.
on the system or whatever piece of equipment, and it basically it automates it for you. So there's no manual. Like it will stay online and adjust the valves and stuff that it needs to adjust in order to keep whatever you're trying to control.
So your job is just more monitoring, right? Or are you making the system itself?
I'll be making the system and like implementing. So like this company, they're actually wanting to upgrade their process controls equipment, and
That's
so
cool.
they're working on implementing new like systems at their plant. And the thing is that they're it's a lot of like what I was told today, which is kind of right up my alley too. Is like this guy told me that it's going to be a self-learning process, or it's like there's going to be a lot of self-learning involved. Like you definitely can't come to work and be, like it's not going to be the same task every single day. Like you got to learn new
Right.
equipment and just be comfortable with looking up stuff.
Now, are you working with the team? I'm assuming.
Yeah, he said it was actually a smaller team than what I was planning, but he said
All right, we're back. Go ahead.
yeah. So he said I'll be working with a team of like 3 people. He said and he said one of those, or actually him. So it's like he said there's 2 positions that report to him, and those are both process controls engineers. And that's kind of is just the main team of 3. And the guy that I'll be reporting to, he has a crazy amount of experience. But our stuff like team also like corresponds with other parts of the plants, like other engineers that have different job responsibilities.
Okay, I see. So, I mean, when are you going to hear back from him? You said in
He
a
said,
week?
he said sometime about midweek next week.
And what about your job at Boston? I mean, or the application at Boston? I mean, how long till they're going to get back to you? Or they just
They did get back. They did get back to me.
did they deny you?
Huh? No, 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 no. They actually offered. That was the one place I've got like a legit job offer for him.
So what's stopping you from taking it?
It's gonna be a desk job or not. I don't like using the word desk job because I don't have a problem with, like, I don't mean to bad, like, just desk job is just it's just not something for me, and the pay wasn't there of what I know I could get with a normal chemical engineering job. And so that's why I'm definitely, I've been like, I mean, I feel confident I'm going to find another job somewhere else.
I know we've been telling you this, man, but do you think maybe you've been getting a little bit greedy with what
No,
you think you
not
can
at
get for
all.
your entry level job?
I don't think so at all.
TJ's gonna have fun when he hears you
Yeah.
say that.
Okay.
TJ
Hey,
and
bring it
Austin.
on. That's what
TJ and
I mean.
Austin.
I do. I mean, I feel confident in my abilities.
They're gonna rail you, dude.
Okay. And that's why. Look, I delayed my graduation by doing a co-op
Right.
for 1 year, and so I do have some experience. I wouldn't be coming like that's kind of thrown out the window if I do get a like all that was kind that time was kind of, I don't want to say pointless, but that's something I can use to get a bit or a bit higher paying job when starting out.
So you're saying your co-op you think it's you want to optimize that tool.
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
experience in co-oping.
Exactly. And I had friends I know who, like, I know what they're making, and so that's why I feel. I mean, I feel confident that I can get a job.
Right. How about the well, I know it's impossible for engineers to not do anything for co-oping, but
You can intern.
yeah, intern, I mean, what's the difference between your experiences as a co-op, which I know, I mean, it's a semester on, semester off, versus, what's separating you between just the regular engineer who just did, one or two internships?
There's that's very hard to say because like I mean I've had friends who just done an internship. So one of my good friends, his name's Matthew, and he just did an internship, and he got a great job with a company called Honeywell.
Right.
Just right after school, so he didn't actually have to delay himself at all. He didn't delay. The problem is, for example, at South Alabama, it's not a large school or large university, and so the same classes aren't offered each semester. Like usually the fall classes for your engineering classes, they're the first half of the courses that are only offered in the spring.
Okay.
And so if you miss those fall classes, you're pretty much screwed, and you got to delay yourself a year. You got to take other classes, and so that's when that was the downside of doing that was the only drawback at all doing the co-op. But as an experience, getting experience at the co-op, I think without a doubt is the way to go, because you're like a full-time employee, and an intern you're only there like by the time you get trained, it's time to leave.
Well, I think most people do go into engineering. They want to do the co-op to begin with. I mean,
yeah,
because I mean they know that's going to be the only thing that really helps. That's the only thing that's going to really get them a job to, once they walk across the stage or whatever.
Yeah, and that's yeah, you're definitely correct. And I feel like that, like getting a co-op is definitely is premier of what, like, just the students at South, that's what they wanted to get. But I mean, still getting an internship is still like a great step to. It's definitely something you don't want to pass up at all. If you can do an internship, or even, I mean, better if you can do a co-op. But
I feel like that's just standard now. I mean, going to school just to go to school, that's gone out the fucking window. I mean, that's not gonna do shit for anyone.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Nobody's gonna hire you
Like
if you don't have any.
Can you elaborate?
Well, I mean, because you're just a fresh kid out of college, already demanding.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, let's say you didn't have that much co-oping experience, and you just walked across the stage, went somewhere for 4 years, and now you're demanding basically, a pretty lump sum of salary, right?
Yeah.
Well, but what do you have to offer to the table? That's the big concern, I think. And I think, well, you did it right, because I mean, you're focused. While you were in school, you were focused on how can I make myself more valuable to my employer,
exactly,
rather than how much money can I squeeze out of my job. Which, I mean, there's reasonable things to both.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think people who are going to make it in the long run are those who view their job as, okay, what can I do for this company? Because when you do value the company you work for and you work hard for it, eventually they're going to pay you more.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
yeah.
Instead of figuring out, okay, how can I make more money? Because then that's just kind of short-sighted.
Yeah, but
the best way to put it.
I mean, I have like a psychology professor that it was actually one of my gen ed courses. He was saying that like your starting salary does determine, it's like the biggest step in it's like the biggest step when you're like actually getting a job, because in like your pay, he said your starting salary a lot of times depicts. I mean, there's definitely cases where you have a huge jump from whatever,
right.
But he said like your starting salary for a lot of people, that determines how much they're going to make for the rest of their life.
With that company, or just
it just all depends. Like I mean, just with that company, because like you say you start out at $40,000,
right?
5 years, you might get a raise to I don't know, I'm going to say 60.
60.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then if you started out 70, I mean, I know companies that, I mean, you can go to 90 like in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends from company to company, and if you change jobs too, I've always heard changing jobs like with different companies is the fastest way to get your salary higher. But that's not something I don't think I can do. Like I just don't. I don't want to jump around that much.
Why wouldn't you want to jump around? Because that's probably something I'm going to have to do a lot. Because I mean, yeah, it's good to be loyal to a company, but keep in mind that you're just a number on their page.
Oh, yeah,
I hate to be that.
You're always replaceable.
You're very replaceable unless you just offer something. You make them so much damn money that you're irreplaceable.
Yeah, you just gotta have you gotta exactly. Yeah. Now you told me this the other day. Like you got. I mean, if you bring more to the table, like I mean, the company doesn't want to hire on somebody new who they don't know. and have to train, or like just they might not have the experience. Like the company inside and out.
Right.
Got to make yourself
Do you see?
marketable.
I mean, do you see yourself working with the same company for a while, or you think you're gonna jump jobs? Every 5, maybe 3 years or so.
Definitely, I don't see it every 3, 5. I could see myself. I just see myself now maybe wanting to go into a different location. It's going to heavily depend on the location that I'm currently at. Like this job was actually in it was called Narrows, Virginia, and it was actually it's like a super small town in some mountains, but like the closest big city's like 30 minutes outside, which isn't bad at all. But it's
Yeah, that's not bad.
it's not like I just don't know if I'm gonna want to be kind of like in a bigger city. Like in 5 years.
But but you're 30 minutes out, and this is your first job too.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. But I'm just, and a lot of the big factor is going to depend on relationships. Like if I'm dating anybody at the time, how that's mainly going to determine location.
I'm gonna give you some shit because you're not dating anyone right now.
I know I'm not. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm being real, man. I mean, just you got to focus on yourself right now.
Exactly.
Don't get caught up in
other
people.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that like determine like. But I mean, that's a big factor. Like, I mean, if you do start dating, if I say I start dating somebody in 2 years at that location,
right?
Like they might have family and like family issues or something. Like somebody one of the parents could get sick or something. There's a bunch of stuff that could come up that you could you might not want to move from. Like you might not want to move. I just think about that stuff.
Well, are you talking about their family? Like the
their family. Like I mean. Like this one guy, the guy I interviewed with today, like the guy who interviewed me, he said he only came back to that location because his wife's dad like passed away like a couple of years ago.
I see.
And so I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I hate to say it, but we're getting to the age that
where I don't know.
Started dying. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't know. I don't plan hypothetical, or I don't know. Anything could happen. But say I'm still single, like I definitely see myself probably moving to another location or. It's hard to predict.
Well, it's definitely a lot easier to be on your own, especially to move around when you're on your own, especially because I mean, who you're responsible for? You're responsible for yourself. That's about it.
Yep, exactly. And I'm getting that now. Like I mean, I feel like I can go anywhere I want to now.
Yeah, but the question is, are you actually gonna take the job, or are you gonna try to choke them out for some more money?
Well, I'm not choking anybody out for more money.
All right, whatever you say.
And back to the Boston thing, like the cost of living up there is. Insanely high.
I know. I lived up in New York, so I can get an idea of how. That's the main reason why I left New York in the first place. Is because I mean, wow, this cost of living is almost getting to a point where I'm barely breaking above even, and it's not even worth it at that point.
Yeah, and I don't know about. I didn't know too about like the weather. Like I want to live up north, so I like to snowboard and ski and do all that stuff, but I don't know every day. I haven't been in that environment like all year long.
Colorado's a nice spot to go. I've been wanting to go out to Colorado or Utah for a bit. There's more of the outdoor stuff out there.
Yeah, I bet.
Not to smoke weed. I know you go out there and smoke weed.
No.
I don't care
I'm
about.
Never. No, I'm not.
I don't know, man. Weed's not my thing. I've never had it, but
I've
been around enough to know. Okay, I don't want it.
I just heard it makes you lazy, and that's kind of not my personality.
Well, the thing is, I mean. That's a very common misconception because I mean I've been around people who, weed to them is like it's like having a glass of wine or a cigar to them, but they're still productive, hardworking people. But then you have people where they lean on that vice a little bit too much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then I don't know.
Yeah, with too that, like I mean my shoulder bothers me all the time, and like sometimes I just because my whole shoulder situation that had surgery like 3 years ago. Actually, it's probably longer than that. I don't even know when. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. But it's like I never recovered at all from that surgery, and it's basically I have to live with this pain that I have every day. And sometimes I do question if smoking every day would be healthier long term than like taking Advil or Tylenol.
Yeah, that probably is. I mean, I'm not down. There's benefits to it.
It's a gamble,
right? I mean, it is. Everything in life's a gamble, dude. Man, for a while, what would really piss me off is I know I'm gonna get some flack for this, but
go for it.
The only people that, and I'm glad I don't go on Facebook as much anymore, but. Man, the people who would argue about pushing marijuana, they say, look at all these medical benefits. And I'm just sitting there. One, you're not trying to be a fucking doctor. So please
that's
stop
true.
that. Please stop
yeah.
using that evidence to push the fact that
Yeah,
you
don't have a
just want to
background.
smoke it and enjoy it. I'd respect you more if you said, hey, marijuana is not harmful. I just want to smoke it and enjoy it. I'd be like, cool. That's where you stand. Don't use other shit to...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I've heard of actually like stories too of like people going through like a lot worse addictions, and like they're doing that to just stay out of their worst addiction. And so like that.
So kind of like people going to vaping out of cigarettes, sort of that deal.
Oh no, I was going to say harder drugs than that.
No,
like,
but the same concept.
Oh yeah, exactly. And so that could I don't know, but vaping I have no idea about.
I don't know.
I don't do it, but it's.
I don't.
But I do question like those, probably some of those chemicals in it.
Man, I gotta. Did you hear about that guy? I think his lung collapsed from Juul or something.
No, I have not.
No, I mean it was a recent report. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Where's the website from?
No. This is the thing that was going on. Let's see. Collapsed lung from Juul. This happened to a guy recently. Let me see. Teens are being hospitalized for lung damage after vaping, and it's mind-boggling. I don't know if this is legitimate.
How many teens? That's my question.
I don't know. Apparently too many.
I know, but that's very vague to me. Like, that means that's what they can get away with telling you.
It is very vague.
And there could be I mean, granted, if it's teens, that's a lot more likely cause that something could be. It definitely could be from vaping, but there's countless other factors.
Yeah, there's other things.
It's like you got to they just need to do like a controlled environment and just see. Like probably should just test it on mice and stuff, or like there's a lot of trials and stuff that they're doing from like mice.
Don't they test things on prisoners too?
No, I don't think so at all.
Not
in America. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Yeah, why not just test it on the pedophiles? They're just fucking shooting in the head.
Yeah, I mean everybody's supposed to be, I think, like treated fairly in the system. I'm sure some stuff goes on, but
let me see.
It's definitely illegal if it is going on.
Let me read it. Chance Amiri, what the fuck is his name? Chance Amirata is only 18 years old, and his body has been ravaged by the effects of vaping. It's a habit he picked up when he was 16. As we are aware, let me skip through this shit.
They're trying to give you an everyday teen.
Yeah. I'm sure he does more than just juuling. I mean, I make this argument when it comes to cigars and weed having a vice, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the most dangerous? What's the number one killer in America? Can you tell me?
It's a heart disease.
It's heart disease, right?
Cancer's beyond it, I think.
It's heart disease, man. Because I mean, look, if you're 500 pounds morbidly obese, and you're drinking alcohol, you're smoking dope and weed, and you're having 8 cigars a day, yeah, you're fucking dead. Because the negatives from those vices, from your 20 vices, is going to stack up and just completely destroy your body.
I know, but the argument is if somebody just smokes weed, like say nobody does any of that other stuff,
right? If they
do they live longer?
Who knows? They might.
It's like, I mean, there's like
if you're talking about a healthy normal human body,
it could change the mentality too. I feel like maybe like they might be less depressed if they're smoking every day, and it might help them live longer.
Right, but I think most vices do that, right? In a sense,
that's true. Yeah,
a vice is a way for somebody to escape their whatever shitty mental state they're in, or it's a way of meditation. But back to what I was saying. Thing about if you were 500 pounds and you were doing all that shit. I mean, you're gonna die. I mean, sorry, too late.
And it's like eating fast food every day. That's just as bad to me. I've avoided. And that could even be worse. I have no idea,
dude. When I eat out, I try to avoid fast food restaurants now, man. I just go to local, family run shops where at least I know they cook it in the back. But I cook a lot at home now compared to what I used to do. I mean,
definitely less ingredients is definitely. And less processed is definitely that's my rule of thumb. Is just I try to go with anything that's natural as much as possible. Like nothing just synthetically made.
Yeah, but those great value Walmart pizzas.
That's a different story.
I
know, but hey, it's not. It could be. Well, not to bash on Domino's because Austin, but I mean it could be like a large chain.
Yeah, go ahead. Shit on Domino's.
Pizza.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not Domino's, but. Domino's is definitely my favorite out of all of them.
I don't know, man. I can't do chain pizza anymore after New York. Just a lot of the dollar pizza stores were pretty good to me. I don't know, man.
I haven't had like a New York pizza, or that's something that's kind of on my bucket list, but it's something that could be over.
Well, definitely go to Brooklyn. Definitely go to Brooklyn to get some slices. I mean, Ray's is cool and all, but it's overpriced, and in my opinion, it's not as good as some of the other spots. That's if you ever go up there,
Okay.
which I don't recommend.
I probably will, but I probably won't live up there based off of the stories.
Let's see. Chance, like many teens, believed that vaping was safer than smoking, especially because they're flavored and pretty openly marketed to young people.
Yeah, that's their target audience.
Yeah, I mean, so is soda and fast food. But that shit's bad for you.
Yep.
Let's see. Even if I could smoke again, I would never pick up a Juul. I don't know. I'm sure there was some. I mean,
it's definitely. I think it's definitely healthier than definitely cigarettes, but it's. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
I wouldn't know either. I never had I don't smoke cigarettes.
I haven't. Well, I think that one night.
I think I had one or two, but I never inhaled in my lungs. I would just puff on it. Let's see what else. What else do we want to talk about today?
Oh, yeah, we need to segue.
Segue into what, man? You've been sending me some weird shit, man.
What?
Yeah, dude. Let's see.
Oh, you're talking about, okay.
Yeah, on my messages, you just send me some weird things. Oh, let's talk about, why not? Since everyone loves talking politics, man.
Okay.
Now I know we're going to shit
I'm
on some
not,
people.
well, I'm not, okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I don't actively, I should, but I don't actively, like, keep up with politics just from, like, news, I guess, or just articles at all. I don't, like, and I mean, anything I hear other people say, I just try to throw out of my mind too, because that's their opinion on their stuff. But it's like, I mean, I try to stay out of it just because both sides are pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I stay out of it too, because, I mean, you probably noticed, but it's kind of turned into a thing of, I just want to prove you wrong.
Yes. And then a lot of it's, people posting on stuff or on Facebook and stuff, yeah, that's all they're trying to do. But I just feel like the news channels and stuff, they're just trying to keep, like, they cannot bring in profit if they don't keep saying is outlandish a good word? If they don't
outlandish, clickbaited.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's how they make money. And it's like what you were telling me about, like, music artists. What works is what they're going to keep on doing, and that's why a lot of good artists get worse over time. Yeah, it seems because they know what has worked. They know what gets their check signed, and that same thing with the news. Like, if you think about it, the news, I guess news companies. I don't know
like your Fox and CNN. I mean,
if they can't afford to they can't afford to try something new fully, because, like, they're gonna have to lay off a bunch of people if something doesn't work. And it's just bad on them.
I heard they already laid off a bunch of people, from what I heard. I mean, some stations.
But I mean, I have no idea. I mean, to me, it could go. I don't know what laid off means relatively. Like, I don't know if that was a normal.
Means go find a new job, loser.
Yeah, I understand, but, like, I mean, they could. Like, a couple years ago, they could have had, like, fired 200 people. Then recently, they fired 50. It's just, I don't know if that's out so much out of the norm is what I'm trying to say.
Well, what I will say about mainstream media is they have to be a little more extreme and aggressive, because, I mean, mainstream media has been a dying platform for a long time. Ever since the internet came out, everyone has a damn podcast now.
Yeah.
And
not everyone. You're actually, I mean, you're the only friend I know that does podcast
that runs an unsuccessful podcast.
Huh?
It will
be one day. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
like, you got a good logo and everything.
Like I said, this is just a fun little side hobby I have. I just like talking to people.
Yeah. And I was thinking I've been thinking about this. I mean, this would be, like, doing a podcast. I think it's fantastic to just even. I mean, I don't know what's going to come out of it, but just to look back on, it's going to be invaluable. Like, if I listen to myself like 5 years from now,
that is crazy.
I could be laughing about it, but it's great though, because, like, you have a bunch of people, like, just our whole, like, friend circle and just additional people that's
crazy to think about, man.
It'd be very interesting to hear how everybody changes, and we need to come back and make a new version.
Yeah, we probably will. I've been thinking about doing another redo episode with TJ maybe in about 2 years. Maybe when he's gonna get married, whenever that is. And then I wanna see how much he's changed, if he's changed at all. Which is kind of funny. But I mean, the main reason why I enjoy this podcast is there's just something really cool and genuine about, human conversation, talking to another person in person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Knowing how to talk to people outside of just texting. I get it. Texting's a big part of everyone's life. It's more convenient. But at the same time, I feel like not a lot of us know how to have a good heart-to-heart, face-to-face conversation and know how to speak well. Does it make sense?
Absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to me, if I listen to somebody's podcast, I don't know how much they edited it. I don't know if they're actually just saying stuff scripted almost. I mean, I feel like a lot of mainstream gets to that point. Well, I mean, that's why. I mean, we're definitely genuine.
I mean, look, you know why mainstream has to be more scripted because they have more shareholders. They're responsible for more people.
Like the news thing I was saying. Like I'm saying.
And right, you gotta keep in mind if let's say CNN or Fox says something that pisses off their main viewer base, they lose that viewer base, and then guess what? Not only the reputation of that company gets ruined. Well, now you're making less money. And less money means you gotta start cutting some people off.
Yep.
So you're not responsible for just yourself. You're responsible for the whole company at that point. Here, man, I'm just responsible. It's just me.
Yeah,
and my video editor guy, and that's it. I can basically say whatever the fuck I want, and I don't have to worry about anyone saying, "Hey, you can't say that." And if you did, I'd be like, "Cool, thank you." I don't care.
You'd be fitting in with everybody else if you watch that too much. And that's why I mean, like, no, like, I mean, definitely unedited. I think it's the way to go because, like, it keeps you. It's what everybody wants to listen to, in my opinion. Like, they want to listen to stuff that's unique. But that's just me. I know some people who just like mainstream music, and that's all they listen to. But I gotta listen to stuff that's got some uniqueness to it.
Well, I do think long form conversation is a really important skill to have. Because I mean, not only that, it helps you with your interviews, helps you interact with people.
Yeah.
Make business deals. There's so much things that people don't understand about learning how to speak to another person.
Yeah, I used to be terrified of public speaking, just in just my time in like middle school and high school, and even in college. Like I did not like public speaking one single bit, and like just giving any type of presentation in front of other people, I did not like. And a lot of it, like it changed in college. Like I'm very comfortable. Once I found out I have to practice a lot. So like so when I was doing my co-op with Alabama Power, I had to do a big 30-minute presentation at the end about a huge project I worked on, and I figured out just practicing is what. We don't want to get
fuck this MacBook. Anyway, continue on, Tony. I told you I could say whatever the fuck I want.
That's a hard situation. I could easily make a segue to why Mac is better than Windows.
Oh, we're not getting into this shit. I made 4 times the money off this. I could say whatever the fuck I want about this MacBook now. It's being a piece of shit right now. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, public speaking. So yes. I figured out practicing is what got me over the hump of that's what I need to do. It's just some people can practice a lot less than I can, but I found out if I do it as many times as I need to do it, which is quite a bit, I feel 100 times more confident in giving my presentation, and it's usually good, and it gets enjoyable when you're actually not having to like stress about what to say almost. And so now doing my interviews, so I've done a ton of, I'm gonna say 30 phone interviews and like a lot, and like I would say like 10 kind of like panel interviews, whether them in phone or in person, and that's trained me a lot of just figuring out how to talk just how to talk on the spot. I mean, you gotta be able to like just kind of handle those situations, and
right.
it just takes practice in my opinion.
Well, not only practice, but I found what helped me be a really good speaker or just good at talking to people is I'm not afraid to talk to different types of people. Whether it's upstanding college graduates like yourself, or some guy from inner city Birmingham or Atlanta. I don't have a problem talking to either one, because they're people. Exactly. People will enjoy 9 times out of 10, people will enjoy it, will appreciate it. You say, hey, hello, or,
Yeah.
how you doing? You
Yeah.
good? All right, take care.
Yeah.
Simple things like that
Yeah,
go a long way.
I agree with that. And what a big thing that I feel like definitely helps in a lot of those situations, and I feel like you have a lot of experience too. That's why I feel like I've been very fortunate too to have like this experience is like just your background. Like you've been around a lot of people, like inner city people, and you've been around. I'm gonna say like just people in like our public high school is
different backgrounds.
Exactly, and that it's having experiences in different areas. Like for example, I mean, I grew up hunting, and also I played like football, just youth football, and I had different interests, and I like been to the lake quite a bit, and I mean I not necessarily been downtown a whole lot, but I did like a 5K there, for example, in Birmingham. But it's like making small talk about. It's just if you have experience in something, you can kind of bring up something to help like keep the conversation going. If you're kind of familiar with their background.
Well, sometimes you don't even have to be familiar with someone's background.
You don't.
You just
that simple hello is how your day's going.
Saying things like "Hello, how you doing?" That's such a weird thing because I notice a lot on on UAB campuses. A lot of people don't greet each other in person.
Yeah, and that's kind of,
and I kind of try to break that bubble a bit. Make people feel more comfortable. Say, hey, not everyone here is out to murder you or rape you or whatever. We're all human.
Yeah.
We're going through our own shit too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
So let's just make it. Let's just talk, shoot the shit. Make it a little easier for whatever we're going through.
Yeah, and the same thing. Like another big thing to me is like I'm gonna be honest. Like on social media, sometimes I'm like Instagram, for example. I mean, there's a lot of people I've never met in person, but we just mutually know people.
Right.
And I mean, we're definitely aware of who each other are. I like to think, but like, I mean, but it's like there's somebody who like likes your post, for example. Like you may never even talk to them in person, but you all like each other's posts. But it's like when you pass each other in person, sometimes I know people. I mean, I've done it. I'm guilty of it. Like just not even like making or being afraid to make eye contact with them.
Oh yeah, that shit.
But I mean, I finally I'm starting to I definitely say hello if I know somebody, and I'll start the conversation, or they'll start it with me. And so that's always good. I think good thing to do.
Yeah, that shit. I mean, that shit pisses me off for the most part. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is it to have a conversation? It can't be that hard. But then again, I mean,
sometimes
people
I'm
are pretty
honest,
judgy.
Yeah, I feel like the basic hello thing kind of gets. I don't want to say gets old, but.
But then you mix it up with what's up.
Yeah.
What's good?
I agree. Yeah, and that's why I mean you gotta bring up new stuff to talk about.
Or you make fun of them. That's another good way.
Well,
that's another good way.
Probably not good. The best idea.
Well,
I hate to say it.
Well, I hate to say you probably don't. You're
You
probably
gotta
not
fake
as
it, dude. Sometimes
you're probably not as charismatic as me, so I'm sure you can't pull it off. But I mean,
Oh yeah,
I've
you're
pulled it
correct.
off.
I believe that.
But I mean, look, people will always run out of things to talk about. But sometimes you have to understand that your
That's
relationship
the fact.
with a friend, or whether it's romantic or just friend. I mean, you're gonna have moments where
There's nothing.
but you appreciate each other's presence.
Exactly.
And I mean, sometimes those
I definitely agree with that.
those quiet moments where you're just sitting there next to each other doing your own thing. I mean, sometimes that's good and healthy too.
Yeah. What a lot of people don't realize, this is. I don't want to get too much in relationship stuff, but like that, you're going to experience those periods with somebody else too.
Yeah.
It's like, so if you go try to date somebody new, that same stuff is going to likely come up, or without a doubt, it's going to come up.
Well, I call it the wall. Everyone's gonna hit a wall eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
With any relationship.
And I feel like a lot of people, like, they just jump from different relationships to avoid going over that wall. But I mean, that makes them like destroying a relationship. I mean, granted, they're creating a new one, but that one's going to get destroyed too if you're going to keep running from the same thing.
Well, you're talking about they're talking about kids. They're kids.
No,
I don't care how old they are. They're kids.
I'm talking
mentally.
about like mentally
They're
exactly,
kids.
Yeah.
You're not.
I know people. I mean, people have been doing this for people we know in high school has been getting a relationship that we see every year, 2 or 3 years, and even I don't know. Like I feel like some people can't get over they feel like they have to always be doing something exciting,
Yeah.
almost, or just have always continually to do something.
But sometimes, in order to appreciate the, your exciting moments, you have to have some downtime. To really appreciate,
Exactly. I agree with that.
a victory, you got to eat some shit.
That's why I need somebody who appreciates that.
Yeah.
Or that's exactly what.
Well, keep in mind, Tony, we're what? We're 23
Oh yeah, I
going
know.
on
Oh yeah,
24?
I'm not planning to.
I mean, you got to understand, most people don't stop growing up until 30. 30 is a good indicator of knowing who a person is.
Yes.
Because what? High school through college, whatever. I mean, you're still on your parents' payroll.
And you're still ambitious.
You're still ambitious. Your parents are still funding everything for you. I mean,
not everybody I know.
not everyone, but I'm gonna say for a vast majority.
Yeah.
I mean, parents are funding a lot of stuff for you. So you've really only experienced good times. You haven't experienced what it means to be on your own or be an adult yet for you to, I don't know, I guess grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it.
Simple way. Yeah. Cutting to the chase.
But I mean, that's why 30 is a good point. That's why I say, everyone's going to wander through the desert from 20 to 30. That's just the reality of life. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, no, that's I think a lot. I think the vast majority would agree with that. People too.
Yeah, because from 20 to 30, you don't know shit. No one's gonna take you seriously. So that's your grind time.
Yeah, and I do feel like, okay, so like modern societies or this generation, I feel like a lot of people fall into the trap of, like, they know their parents. For example, they may, like my parents. I think they got married when they may have been 21 or something. And I feel like a lot of people can get into that mindset of so like our parents, for example, they didn't have technology at all, or like near the technology that we have. So we can it's weird. Or like social media is it gives us access to like meeting so many different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like some people they try to cut to the chase of getting married. Because they just kind of grew up with that, like getting married about when they turned 20 or 21 or old enough just to make their own decisions. I don't know, but I just feel like a lot of people will try to think that's the age, or about the age time frame that you need to get married. But then some people fall into a trap of, the social media. That's when so after you get married, say you get married to somebody, like our society is so used to seeing. You start to you see other people on social media that oh shoot, mate, they have a lot more interest. This person is a lot more interested in the same stuff I am compared to the current person I may be with.
Right.
And so I feel like that's where a lot of divorces happen. Is or just a lot of,
or it comes from a place of impatience. People aren't patient enough with themselves or other people. Is that what you're trying to say? I think that's
no. I'm trying to say some people say you get married to somebody. When you're 22.
Right. Which is way too early.
I know, but no, I grew up thinking that's when a good age is get married is to get married, because that's when that's our parents, other parents I know, that's when they got married. It's like college, and there wasn't a big college aspect. Or at least in this, I'm gonna say Alabaster, where we're from. A lot of our parents, I feel like, didn't go to, may have not gone to university. I know some who did, but I know those who didn't. University is very common today.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of people, say you get married to somebody, you don't fully know them. You may fully know them, but the social media gives you so much more access to people you feel like you could know. And so so if I start scrolling through Facebook, for example, and see a bunch of other people that are or just other females who are have a lot more of the same interest that I'm in, of stuff I'm in, I wouldn't have ever seen that if social media didn't exist. That makes sense.
But how do you know it's not a front?
You don't know, and it's all big. It's a big gamble on stuff, but it's just you don't. That's why you should wait.
But I see where you're coming from.
I hope that makes sense. But
yeah, it does, because you essentially, I guess what I'm going to compare to what you're saying is window shopping in a way, because you could see
not so much
because you're not, because what you're saying is, I think what you're saying is people want to see what they're getting into up front, right? Instead of taking the time to know someone and reveal. So what the fuck are you saying then?
No, I'm saying like, so if you know somebody, say you know somebody like inside and out, you feel like
Off Facebook?
no, in person,
Okay.
like in person.
Yes.
And I can use this for my prior relationship. Like you just feel like you know somebody inside and out, and like you know what you're. And I grant you shouldn't get married at all if you don't feel that's the correct thing to do. But I know people who still kind of get caught in the whole marriage trap. To me, is like people get so excited over their one day of getting married.
Well, that's because some women want a wedding and some want a successful marriage. And you need to just, and we all need to, everyone in America, we need to distinguish the difference between who wants what, because there's some people who just want a wedding.
Yes, exactly. Or that's they hype it up so much, like 2 years out of getting and like planning everything for the wedding, and they just don't plan. Or they just don't even think about what's coming after. Of what are you going to do almost?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. The magical day is over. So how's this relationship gonna keep going?
Yeah, but
because the magic is over.
Yeah, but
that's the way they view it, right?
They might not view it that way, but it's just kind of that's when I feel like it hits a lot of people. I mean, I know guys who get lost into it as well, but or they just the couple themselves get lost into that phase. They don't think about. Because that's when they hit that downtime of like 5 years that follows that, they probably hit a downtime of when they actually start to experience the like deep down who they are. And the thing is, like, you're scrolling on Facebook. Say you go through that and you're going through a downtime after your whole marriage.
Now, are you saying this for people who get married early, right? Because I feel like for people who get married later, temptation's a lot less.
I definitely agree with that.
So we're talking about younger people getting married, right?
Yes, because you've basically learned not to fall into like the bullshit. Is after you get older and you're more mature, like when you're in your 30s. That I mean, hopefully everybody can agree with. Like you're going to be a lot more mature than you are now. I mean, I feel like I'm mature now, but I mean, I feel like I'm gonna know myself better,
right?
About, like deep down what I want,
right?
In somebody. My
main reason why I say 30 is the magic number is, yeah, you could be more mature than other people in your 20s, but you haven't gotten your ass beat by life enough. I'd say by 30s, most people have had a good ass whooping from life. Some more than others, but that's where your real character shows out. It's not when you're on your parents' payroll and everything's all Gucci and good. It's when shit hits the fan.
Yep.
Your house burned down or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone stole your money.
Or the big thing that I think it is a lot of what I feel like changes a lot of people or hits people is death. Like cutting to the chase. I feel like that's what changes people is like they start to see their own family go like
realization of death.
Yes. Yeah. And then they're like, I'm wasting so much time. Like they're just getting caught up in stupid stuff and not. But I just feel like death is what changes a lot of people, or like seeing a close family member die.
I mean,
I feel like it affects a lot of people, and that's when they want to work on bettering themselves or like doing what.
Yeah, I agree with you. How many of your family members have died?
I've been extremely. I mean, I've had a close uncle pass away, but I was I was too young, and that was unexpected. That was a car accident, but I was I was younger. I was like too young to actually fully comprehend of what's going on and how it was like affecting my other family members. Like I never fully associated. Like I knew that was my dad's brother and like my cousin's dad.
Yeah.
But like I didn't like. I didn't even like. For me, I just didn't process what they could be going through.
Mm-hmm.
Too, if that makes any sense. But like I didn't think about stuff at all that deep back then when I was that age. Like now I start to realize of like how much other people it also affects besides just you, of how you may be feeling.
Yeah, I mean your perception of life. I mean it'll hit you because I've had close family members die a lot because my family's a lot older, and I mean not only that, I've had friends, really good friends that passed away, Not only just Andrew, but I mean, I have a couple other outside this friend group. I mean, shit, I even had a friend who, man, I shouldn't be laughing about, but I mean, he's locked up for the rest of his life. And that taught me real quick that, hey, I mean, look, you got one life. Don't be a dipshit like that, and you can do better.
Exactly.
You know,
it's like you don't want to waste. And I think everybody's realizing like you don't want to waste time on the small. Dude, like to me, I can't function if I feel like I'm doing something now that's just a waste of time.
So what's a small thing you're talking about then?
Like for me, I can't sit down and like watch TV anymore. Like I mean, I can if it's got to be a good quality show. I mean, that definitely depends from person to person, but it's got to be good in my opinion. For me to sit down and watch it, and like so much is, and just getting in arguments too with people.
Yeah,
like I've never been somebody to just start or get in any type of debate. I usually don't even comment like on posts or on social media, but I feel like that,
as you shouldn't.
Yeah, and I feel like I can't even, like, that's a waste of time. Like this person's never gonna agree with you.
Well, you know why people do that, right? Yeah. It's because they don't have anything going on in their lives, or they don't have enough.
Yeah, that's it.
That's such a cold way to put it, but I mean, in all actuality, whoever hears it and thinks what I said offends them, I mean, look, sit down and really think, okay, what am I doing? Actually, am I really pushing for what I want to do? Am I happy with where I am? And I think that's a big factor, just being happy with who you are. I mean, if you watch a ton of TV shows and you do work 9-to-5 desk job, but you're happy with your family and you're happy with your life,
absolutely,
you've won the ticket.
Yes, as long as you're happy with what. I mean, if you're happy, like there's no arguing against that. Like, definitely do what makes you happy. But I'm just saying, like, I'm a very, very ambitious person individually. Like, I mean, I care a lot about my growth and stuff. So that's why I view a lot more stuff negative. I don't want to say not everybody's ambitious, but I just know from my friends, or like a lot of my close friends just from school and people I know back in my hometown, that I'm a lot more ambitious than them. And I feel like, and that's why like I struggle with a lot of like, I can't even go out. I mean, I can go out. Like, I mean, I just feel like if I go out like to drink with my friends on Friday night,
right?
But if I do that, it's different if I haven't seen them for a long time. But if I do it every single Friday night, that's when it gets over, because you've run out of things to say.
Right.
You're kind of, I mean, granted, you could be getting drunk or something. It usually doesn't matter. But I just feel like I am wasting so much time on Friday night. Or like a lot of my friends go party, and like I'm inside trying to learn new stuff.
So let me tell you something, because I used to think like you. You think maybe different people have a different balance of focus, right? And
yeah,
I'm gonna elaborate on that, because I got a good friend I know, right? He might seem like all he does is go out and have fun, parties, but man, when he works and studies, he is the most focused motherfucker I've ever seen. I'm saying he will turn off his phone, he will lock himself in that room, and he will grind it out for about 14, 20 hours straight.
I need to meet him. Maybe
even 32, because he's that crazy. And then after that, after his work is done,
32 could be inefficient.
No, not this guy. No, I'm telling you, he's crazy. Like,
I need to meet him. He kind of sounds like. I mean, dude, I was up like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when I was working on my iPhone app.
I mean, but like I said, Tony, I mean, it's, in my opinion, I don't think it's the amount of time, but it's the quality. It's the quality of time.
Yes.
His quality of time is 32 hours straight, dead focused. I'm talking about you couldn't even talk to him because he'd just tell you, "Fuck off, I'm working."
I couldn't do that to Daniel, but I would get on to Daniel. Like, so Daniel was my roommate in college.
Yeah.
And but like I would always like, dude, I gotta lay down, man. Or as soon as I get done with my classes, I need to take like an hour or take a 2-hour nap in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And that's because like when I wake up, I get in a whole that's when I get my study zone. Mm-hmm. Like just trying. That's when I can focus the best at. But my thing is like I'll end up like napping like 2 or 3 times in a day.
Right.
And it just annoyed the mess out of Daniel. I mean, I definitely see where he's coming from.
I do.
But that's what I had to do to focus, because like, dude, my focus decreases so much. Like if I'm just trying to like study all or consecutively all day, and that's why I do feel like work That's why I miss kindergarten a lot, or like nap time. But I wish work you had that option. Like
I think some companies do that.
I think they're starting. I think very few like companies are starting to do that, and I feel like it will become a thing, but it's just gonna take time. Like I would be tremendously more efficient during the day if I could just lay down and like close my eyes,
have a nap. Like
yeah, I don't even have
nap.
to fall asleep, but just that moment of silence, or just to close my eyes and chill out for a minute.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. But back to that conversation about ambition. So I'm gonna pick at you. I'm gonna pick on you even more.
Pick
so,
on me?
Yeah. So what exactly makes you think you're more ambitious than someone else? That because I had that conversation about different people have different modes of working and focus.
It's the definition of ambitious.
Right. What makes you think?
So today's society.
What makes you think? Okay, I'm not talking about today's society. I'm talking about people. Fuck today's society. Fuck
I know, but
them.
people I know are in today's society.
Okay, fuck today's society.
What's your definition of ambition? What do you call it?
Ambition. What's your long-term goals? That's my definition of ambition.
Okay, I need. What do you think it means to the common, or like the majority of society? How would you define it?
I don't know. I don't give a shit about other people, Tony. You tell me.
Okay.
I'm asking the question to you.
Okay. Well, it's good to know what the majority of people think. But I feel like a lot of people define ambition as entrepreneurship.
All right. You want me to tell you my definition of ambition?
Yeah, I understand the long-term. That's where I'm getting at, too.
It's setting a 5-year goal and getting it done in 2, and then making another one. That's the way. I know that's such
I don't think about it that way. I think about I'm getting it done regardless. Right. I don't care how long.
That's me.
I think I'm going to get it done. I don't care how long it takes. That's different from you.
Really? I rush myself.
I mean, I don't. I mean, that's all I can focus on, but that's the fastest I can go. Like, I'm not gonna rush I'm not gonna rush myself and thinking I can get it done quicker.
All right, we're back.
Yeah. So, the whole. My bad. I kind of lost my train.
No, it's okay. I did too.
No. So ambition. Yes. So I don't care how long. All right, so my long-term goal, for example, is at the moment, and this is like I was saying, it'd be great to come back to listen to me like 5 years from now.
I think you will be vastly different. I'm already going to say that.
What?
I think you will. So. I think your definition of
it's going to change.
Your view on other people is going to change in 5 years.
No, it's already changed.
No, because right now I can tell because I was in your same mindset too.
I know you're acting like who I know. Like you're acting like you know me.
Because I was right in your same fucking spot. I know the grind you're in. You think I got handed a fucking New York City position from masturbating?
No, I'm not talking about job. Like I'm talking about dude, for me it's not when I'm job hunting at all. It happened when I was working on my app. That's when my ambition like kicked in full force.
You don't think I had that same ambition with this too?
It sounds like it. No, I'm saying you have. I know, but I don't think it's going to change for me.
I think your view on other people will. I'm not saying
it changed. It changed. I noticed a change like 2 years ago. Like people view on people. Yes, like people don't. I used to think like I was super paranoid, or like I guess it's called social anxiety would be a more correct term. I used to think like people think about stuff a lot more. I mean, you get on to me all the time because you think I'm thinking about things way more in depth than I need to be, or overanalyzing.
I think, and
I've been told by several people, and it didn't hit me. I'm gonna be honest, like the relationship that I went through, or like how it ended.
Right.
A lot of that came up with like that was also a big factor because it had the same I feel like it had the same flaw. Like I overanalyze stuff a lot more than what I feel like my friends do. Like I think about things way more in depth, and that's when it took going through a lot of stuff to realize a lot of people don't get hung up in overanalyzing situations. And sometimes to me it was getting to a point I overanalyze stuff. It's kind of like deciding where to eat. Like you got to make a decision. You can't just just think about all the pros and cons of eating at a certain place. It's like I would get hung up just overthinking about stuff, and like I wouldn't get anything done at all. Just got to.
So let's reel it back to ambition. I mean, why do you view? Back to the original question. Why do you think? What makes you think you have more ambition than others? I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying what in your mind makes you think that about yourself?
Because of how modern day society views ambition.
Okay,
they view it as You're gonna open up a business.
Are you saying?
I feel you're not open up a business per se, but I feel like it's something to do with.
Well, they do have. Well, that is.
I mean,
ambition,
there's
right?
ambition. You can do a marathon or something. I mean, that to me that's a mission.
But what's the? I'm gonna say this. What's the difference between you saying you want to write an app and them they want to start their own business? What's the difference that makes you seem like you have more ambition than them? Is it?
No,
nothing.
How many people do you know want to start a business?
I know a shit ton of want to start.
I know, but you're telling me
right. But how many do I think are going to actually be successful? Probably 2.
Okay, well, to me, none of them truly know what ambition is. Then,
right. Well, what is that? That's what I'm trying to pick your mind.
Everybody was trying to be ambitious. You're saying and try to. A lot of people don't understand fully. I feel like of what ambition. A lot of people say they want to do stuff, but they don't separate themselves from society. They don't do out of the norm things. Like you don't see.
So
people,
they don't put the work in.
You don't, yeah,
that's
exactly.
all you're saying.
Yeah, you don't see.
Okay.
You don't see your everyday person spending Friday night doing like trying to study, trying to work on stuff. I mean, granted, you work on anything music or something. I don't know. Or
I work on that. I
podcast or
podcast. I mean,
yeah,
shit. I practice
but
coding too.
that's out of the norm for compared to like what you see on social media. How it's portrayed in society.
Okay,
on Friday night.
I'm gonna shit on you and your perception of social media. Right? You need.
Okay, go for it.
Here's the problem, because I see where you're coming from. But here's a big problem, right? You cannot keep looking at other people when you are on your own path. You are. I'm gonna say it.
No, I'm aware of how I'm just aware of how they view stuff.
I'm aware too, but I don't give a fuck about what they do. You know what I mean?
I don't either. I don't let it affect my decision in life at all.
That's good.
But like I just I don't get hung up at all. If I did, I would be commenting on everything. I'm acting like I agree with everything or disagreeing with stuff. I don't get hung up at all. I'd get on just purely just to see. The only reason I get on social media is just to keep up with people I know. And every now and then I like to get a laugh of
right.
Somebody's posting something crazy. But the only reason I think they're the only pro I like of social media is I like to see people, like, if they move to a new location, I like to see that. Or just if they're dating somebody new.
Now, like I said, do you think maybe it's because they found a spot they're happy in? That's why they might not come off as ambitious. Maybe their new ambition is something different. Provide a good life for their family, you know?
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're all right. So this is attacking me in my
right. I know I am.
Definition of
I got.
Okay, well, I shouldn't have said ambition. Maybe then, or I shouldn't say I'm more ambitious than. You should
have said drive.
The same thing to me.
No,
that's the same thing.
Ambition is a goal. Drive is
how you get to them. Or no. I take that back. They're the same thing.
No, they're not.
Ambition is the same thing as drive, dude.
Not to me.
Put in the comments if you disagree with that.
This conversation is fucking retarded right now. Hang on. But anyways,
that's the point of it.
I mean, I will say this though. Everyone has ambitions, but what separates other people from their ambitions is their plan. That's a big factor. Is their plan to get there.
To me, if you truly understand ambition, though, you already incorporate that drive to get there.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're just. I mean, we just have different versions, I guess. But
yes.
Yeah. But like to me, people don't understand ambition if they don't understand the drive part.
Maybe the reason
they don't truly understand.
Yes, maybe the reason people have different ambitions is because, I mean, different people had different lives. For example, I mean, I'm going to say this straight up. If you sent some kid from Vietnam over here, you know, any foreign country, they come over here, I mean, they're going to have a shit ton more ambition and drive than your average American. I mean, that's just a matter of fact because there's more on the line for them.
Yep.
There's more at risk. So.
And the thing is, it's pretty relative because, like, to them, they might not. I mean, to Americans, they're gonna see they're probably more ambitious and stuff. But to their neighboring friends from like those countries, they're gonna think they're being average, almost. And so it's like they're.
Right.
I mean, a lot of different. I feel like stuff can be kind of like coped with if as long as you are aware of how relative stuff is. It's like you can think about. I mean, a lot of stuff is just relative to. Like, you might think you're like today, you stress about stuff, but a lot of it's just because you live, like, it's stupid stuff to think about if you live like in a, like, Africa or
So let me clarify it in a layman's term, I guess. here's the dumb version to put it. You might think you're the strongest guy at the gym, but you come in another day, everyone's whooping your ass.
Yeah.
Relative.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I feel like if you take people from like third world countries and they came to like into like a first world country, they'd be stressing over the same stuff you're stressing about. And you think they wouldn't, but I feel like a lot of people, like if you brought that whole society over, I really think like, and they started living like, it's all becomes relative. Like everybody eventually gets to a point where they start stressing over stupid stuff. That makes sense.
Like what exactly?
Like people in third world countries, they probably stress over stupid stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, it's relative.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like that would seem like even if they had access to everything like we have access to, I feel like they'd still maybe not on the same level.
I think they'd be more. I think they'd be a little more grateful.
Yeah, but I mean, but their kids though, their kids would grow up in it, and then it would all become relative again. They would just be.
Yeah, most second generation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, now if you grow up in a different setting, I completely agree. You'd be thankful for. You wouldn't get caught up in any of that. But I'm saying like long term, your kids, their kids, it's all going to become the same back to.
Well, it's because they've assimilated into that new culture in society. They've assimilated into the conditions. If that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So when let's go back to that question. So what makes you stand out in terms of ambition then? I got to bring you back to that because I never got a clear answer out of you.
You just putting this on me.
I am. This is you're the guest. I got to put shit on you.
That's true. I don't feel like I don't like saying stand out.
Well, but you gotta.
That makes me sound. I don't know. No. I just feel like you're making me sound cocky.
Well, you've come off pretty cocky. Not as cocky as TJ, but
what is
pretty up there.
I haven't listened to TJ's podcast. I mean, I've been afraid to listen to his.
No, his is good. It's a good episode. Okay. Him and I have different opinions on money and what value it has in a life.
I'm very interested. Yeah.
So, yeah. What?
Yeah, rich. You got to get rich as fuck.
Okay.
Man.
Let me say this.
No,
what have you done that fits your definition of ambition? Then
it's doing stuff outside of the norm.
Okay, but isn't the normal relative as well?
Huh?
The normal is relative as well.
Yeah, to American society.
Well, you got to understand there's subsections of American society.
You're changing the topic.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you. I'm really just trying to delve into your mind, see what you're thinking. Right. Where's the source?
I'm trying to think.
Where is the source of your hatred, your envy? Because I think you're coming from a spot of hatred.
No, I've always been like.
Spiteful.
I've always been a competitive person.
Of course.
Okay, like I grew up playing sports. I like to do things that.
Okay.
Gosh, I like to do things that seem like achievements to society.
So, knowing that you've come up in a competitive environment, I gotta ask you.
I don't care what it is.
No. Look,
I don't care. I know what's going on your computer.
Buy a new fucking laptop. That's how you fix it. Go on.
It's the cable, man. I'm telling you.
It's not the cable. It's the fact that Pro Tools is not using all the CPU that's on the Mac, and I gotta figure it out.
So it's not a Mac issue. It's a Pro Tools.
Yes, and a Mac. But go on.
All right, but shit.
But you were saying something along the lines of you don't care what it is. You're gonna be competitive, which brings me to the question:
to society, that's what I've known. I've adapted. Like, okay, say if I like doing things I like doing stuff other people are interested in, and I like doing that thing well. Even if it's something like I enjoy that aspect of it. I can sit down at my desk every day and program because I know a lot of people like just use iOS apps, for example.
Right.
And so that motivates me, even if the whole programming aspect of it I don't fully enjoy it. Like, I'd much rather be playing video games. But since it seems like successful kind of in society, or just being able to like achieve that fact, I can that motivates me enough to sit down and do that task. Because programming is, I feel like anybody would agree, it's awful at times. But to actually like, I can sit down and do stuff I don't enjoy just to get the achievement fact out of it.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Are you doing things? Because I was in a similar mindset like this. Are you doing this despite other people?
No.
Are you sure? Because you just said you would do anything no matter what competitively if it's something
Not
other people are
anything.
involved with. No, we're not talking about
No, I
sucking.
mean,
We're not
I feel
talking about
like I
sucking
can-
dick. We're talking about
What?
let's say
No,
if it was instead of programming it was basket weaving and other people found value in basket weaving.
I'll be basket weaving.
You'll be basket
I'll
weaving.
be basket
so
weaving.
are you doing something because you actually want to do it, or is it this, or do you have some sort of sick, fucked up satisfaction from beating other people? Because I do.
That's what I have. Yeah, I agree with that.
See,
Okay.
I knew you had some demons in you.
I know, but it's not. I don't know. I think the way you're describing it is
What? It's too visceral.
no.
Too
I don't
straight
think I
up?
like comprehended what you said initially. I don't remember what you said initially, but
I hit it right on the nail.
Yeah,
you're,
yeah, I mean,
you're
I'm
a competitive
I
nature.
don't like saying sick. I view it as competitive, but I'm not gonna. I don't view it as a sick thing to have. It's just it's what
you have.
it's almost a vice, I guess. I don't know. It's just what motivates me to. And like, what else am I gonna do with my time? Just sit and like I don't want to die on my deathbed feeling like. But that's the deep thing that motivates me is I don't want to die and feel like I did not contribute to society. So whatever society is going to do, I want it to have an effect
right
on that society.
So in a sense, you want to know that you did more than the other person.
Yes. I mean, I feel like I can. I feel like I'm capable of it. Like I feel like there's no reason I can't. So I might as well.
I just comprehended everything you said. I just hit it on the nail, and there's nothing wrong with it.
You're that good. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Well, you got it.
I'm familiar with I'm familiar with the
I know,
mindset you've been in.
but you're telling me I'm gonna die. Like, get out of it is what it sounds like.
No, I'm going to tell you you're going to be more merciful. I'm not going to tell you.
No, I don't think so.
I think you will.
I know.
Wait till you get your dick sucked. You will.
Huh? Wait.
Oh man, this is a good segue into demons.
Okay.
If you want to get into that.
Nah, I'd rather not. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of things you don't want to talk about. This is a podcast. This is something you got to look back on.
Yeah.
And this is something more genuine, you know?
Yeah.
I think you and me both come from a place of having a little bit of anger and hate. Is that not right? It's not malicious, but it's a little bit. It's back to that ambition and drive we were talking about.
Yeah.
There's some satisfaction of doing better than other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a very human thing.
Yeah. And I feel like everybody, if you ask anybody in society, they will tell you that they want to be the like if I'm you go up to every football team, they tell you they want to be the best.
Yeah.
But only one team is going to be the best.
Yeah, and only one player of that team is gonna make
exactly. It's like everybody wants to be the best. It's like it's the fact of putting in. Sports is to me it's a little bit different. I mean, some people are given great genetics and have advantages over other people.
Yes,
but like for me, I kind of view like my good genetic thing. I have programming is like I can sit down. I like music a lot, and
yes.
It helps me. I can sit down and for long periods of time and do that task, and that's what it takes to be like a good programmer. And so, but I just feel like that goes with anything is just being able to, like, shit, dude, man, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. Yeah.
What was your original question again? I mean, this is related to that, but what was your
I was just exposing the fact that we all have a little messed up thing in our mind that we love.
Oh yeah, it's like anger and hatred.
I think it's more of just beating somebody.
Well, yeah, but everybody wants to be the best. Like people I know want to be the best car salesman. Like, and so it just feel like people. It's like everybody tells you they work hard, but people are not they're not aware of the fact that their definition and the amount of work they're actually putting in is just average to what may be being done, and so they're not truly. But to me, it's like,
but isn't it relative, though?
I don't associate working hard if I'm not doing more than the average.
Okay, so
even though the average might be crazy high.
Let me say this. So, do you think you're doing more? Let's say you work as a programmer, right? Do you think you're doing more? In that case, do you think you're doing more than a guy who works 16 hours a day working on a highway as a laborer? Do you think you're doing more?
No, not. I mean, if that guy enjoys what he's doing, seriously, I don't have a problem with it.
That's not the question. I know we don't have a problem with it, but from your definition, do you think you're doing more than him or not?
No, they're both working hard because they're both enjoying what they're doing, but it's the fact that I mean, like physical labor and mental labor, they're both there's definitely working hard in both of those.
Right.
But it's the, I mean, if that guy thinks he's working hard, then I would say that's abnormal to what. It's just it all depends how they like people view it, or like how they view it,
But
and how happy they are.
But they view themselves as working hard, but but that's not relative.
To me, now, if you want to get to the definition of being smart,
I think there's just different types of intelligence.
yes,
There's mechanical, there's mental, there's problem solving,
yeah,
there's communication,
it's a combination of all of that.
emotional. Yes.
And to me, being smart is just being like people say they like just because you work hard doesn't mean you're smart. To me,
Right.
you have to be aware of your you have to be aware of your situation. It's all being smart to me is being aware of your actions and of how much you're actually improving towards whatever you're trying to accomplish.
So basically, just be aware of what you're good at and what you can improve on and what you suck at.
And what you're actually doing to actually improve it. Your situation. It's not doing. You complain about the same thing every day. You're probably not doing even though you might be working 20 hours a day, or my bad, or just say 16. That's too much. I cannot do 16 hours a day for like 5 days a week. That'd be insane.
I used to.
But like, I mean, I could break it up in increments, but I couldn't do 16. You're saying 16 solid hours? You used to do without sleep.
Yeah, then I would go home and study, take a nap, and then go back to school before I went back to work.
You'd be dead if you did that.
Well, I'm standing here right fucking in front of you. Am I a ghost?
No, I mean, granted, this past school semester, I was getting like 2 hours of sleep every night.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's
because you were focused on coding and applying, right?
No, I was stressed. I was going through like bad depression, relationship stuff. But
this past semester,
that's why I couldn't sleep, man. I couldn't like a lot like that. So much just. My thing is, I can't shut my mind off when I try to go to bed. Like, I'm just thinking about, and I had an issue too with just, I'm sleeping, I'm wasting time. I'm not actually like contributing anything to what I'm trying to get done or I want to get done in life. But I mean, granted, you've realized very quickly that having a bad sleep schedule,
yes,
is definitely a lot worse.
is extremely detrimental. Yes.
Yes. It just took me longer. It took me a while to figure.
Now, I will say this, Tony. I think you'd be surprised how much sharper your mind is when you get to a point in your life where you can balance it out.
Yeah,
hanging out with, let's say a relationship, for example. Well, now you don't feel like you're wasting time. You're spending time and you're satisfying, an emotional need you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that way, you feel more rejuvenated to go back to your task at hand and work even stronger.
Yeah. To me, it's after I take my naps, dude.
Okay.
That's like when I wake up anytime from a nap, I feel like I just woke. I'm a morning person.
Yeah,
is what the average person would probably think of me as. Like, I mean, I'm a lot more successful just like in the morning, or I get stuff done. I can comprehend stuff better, and like just retain the information. And I feel that same way anytime I take a nap. I don't care if it can be at 3 a.m. I can sleep 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. I can wake up and comprehend for 2 hours.
Right.
And it's like every time I wake up, that's when I need to study.
No,
that's what I'm trying to. I mean, for me, studying, that's my day to day. That's just what I've been doing every day since don't have a job at the moment. But like I'm just job hunting, and being a little picky. But I'm trying to learn new stuff so I can do that well. And I'm still gonna be learning because like my long term goal is I think have my own business so I can be on more of my own schedule.
Yes, working.
If I'm the boss.
And plus, Tony, you probably know this because you did a little contract work, right? Or you haven't done it yet.
I don't know what you mean by.
That means you work. That means you work for yourself. That means.
Oh yeah. What? No, contracts are working for somebody else.
Yeah, but it's off your own merit. That's what my work was. Okay, people contract me out.
Yeah, but I mean, business.
There's something. Once you do that kind of work, there's something really satisfying about earning your own way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Say
I didn't have any profit.
Right.
I didn't make any money at all. It's just strictly, it's something to help. I know long term, like it's going to help me get a job.
Well, think of it. Have you ever done anything construction wise, like, building stairs, building a deck, or building a tree house or helping your dad build something.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around that stuff. Like, I mean, my dad and my grandfather, they actually, I mean, they built the deck to our house.
Right. It's that kind of feeling. It's something really satisfying saying, I made this.
Yeah, it's kind of out. Like, not every person at all could do that. And it's just, it takes, to me, it's the time factor too. Like, it's not something, it's working on something you know is not going to happen instantly.
Right.
Any people, what I used to get caught up in is, like, when like, math is my best example. Like, I mean, I would get hung up on, like, I wouldn't get anywhere at all some days of, like, actually doing anything. And it's like, I'd strictly just be trying to Google around with what topic I need to learn.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that you have to realize that time you spent doing that stuff is time that it's required. Like, even days you feel like you don't get done, you got to realize you did learn something. Like, you learned, it's not everything you may have just searched on Google for that day.
Right. Because that time you spent, even though you didn't get something physically done, you still you learned something, and that's making you get closer to what you want to achieve.
Yeah, but I went through periods of weeks of just every day I was just trying to Google with what I was trying to find. Like, I was trying to make how to rotate the devices, like just how to get the views. I did this while I was in school, and it's called iEngineering, and it's actually available on the App Store. But it's
you're gonna have to pay me to plug on this.
Yeah.
show.
Oh yeah, exactly. But that's only if it blows up.
That's
but
funny.
It's yeah. So that's where I'm, like, a lot of my programming background comes from, because I worked on this iPhone application. But a lot of it just trying to figure out how to get the views to turn from, like, when you're holding your phone in portrait mode.
And it's in landscape.
In landscape, it's just getting that to change, and getting, so I had, like, buttons on different side of the app, and it's like, in one half of the phone was swipeable, so you can swipe, like, menus like you could on Instagram, but you can't. Just trying to figure that out alone is what, like, I spent, like, I said 3 weeks, but I probably spent, like, a month just trying to just figure that out.
Yeah, I remember.
It just took me a long time, but, like, I mean, I have it. And things stick with you. That's how you learn, to me, is like,
let me reel it back in. But when you made that app, right, that was satisfying because you made that. That's something you put your hard sweat, tears, blood.
I know I did my best. I mean, I fully know that I did the best I possibly could do, and I didn't. For me, the best, how I say what I say is my best. So, I mean, other people's best might be different. But, like, mine is like not hanging out Friday nights.
We're talking about being satisfied with. Let's not bring other people. We're talking about being satisfied with doing something on your own, working on your own. Yeah.
But where I got satisfied is because I know I did my best, and my best is not hanging out with my friends on Friday night when I want to.
Because you disciplined yourself through it.
Yes, exactly. Other people's best might be like that. They just might have to hang out Friday night. I don't know, but it's just how everybody views their own best. But, like, my best is, like, I can't function hanging out with people if I know I'm not getting to, like, working on something that I truly want to work on. I'm telling you, I cannot.
That's pretty incoherent. Say that again.
I can't function going out to eat with my family. Like, I feel depressed just sitting with my family at the dinner table. I don't feel that. I mean, granted, I don't feel that depressed, but, like, I mean, I feel I could be watching YouTube tutorials while I'm eating my dinner.
But do you understand how important it is? I think this is what I mean when I say you're going to change in 5 years, because
I know
you will definitely not view family time or friend time as a detriment. You'll view it as, this is a necessary part to keep me stable in order for me to continue with my work.
I view that now. I still, like, I view it that way. But it's when you do it, like, every night, though, is my big thing. But I don't. I was using that as an example.
Right.
But, like, no, like, if I see my family every night,
yes,
it becomes mundane of just sitting with my family every single night. If I don't see them for, like, a week or something, that's a little different. If I don't see them that often, that time is like how often have we met up? This, like we didn't hang out.
We didn't. There was a long period of time where we didn't meet up and hang out.
Yeah, I feel like this time is definitely, like, valuable. Like, I don't feel like I'm wasting any time at all. Like, just, like, hanging out with.
I see where you're coming from.
But I'm talking about just
when it becomes a mundane daily task.
Yes, like, some people it's partying. Like, I mean, college, it was partying. I could have gone out and did that every time. Or if people asked me to go if I want to go party. I don't.
Wow, you were cool enough to get invited?
Huh? No, I mean, I would get
I
that
never
go
got
to bars
invited.
and stuff, but it's like I mean, I could have just gone at my own will too, and it's like I was less than a fourth of a mile from a bar, and like I could have gone there every single night. I just feel like I'm wasting time, and like I know I'd wake up depressed, knowing I wasted time of stuff I want to accomplish.
Interesting.
I mean, granted, I could view that time as fun, but it's not. I feel like it's not contributing at all to like me like have my own business one day.
Well, how do you view gym time versus just going out partying? You view gym time as valuable, right? You view it as it's a part of your ritual and something to help you achieve your goal.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I go to the gym. It's because
it's good for your mind.
If I know it's something that benefits me. My thing is like I am an introverted person. Deep like that's definitely who I am deep down. Like I definitely keep myself on a lot of like. I mean, granted, I've started conversation with people like if I pass them, but I won't. Or if I'm in the elevator with them, but I'm not somebody who's gonna like in a classroom. I'm not gonna be like ever usually be the center of like attention. That makes sense. Or I'm not gonna be like the most outgoing person. I just definitely keep it myself. And so like so same thing with like going like the gym though is like it's something I know I have to do to keep me focused.
So I have a question. Why do you not view? I think I might have missed the point, but why do you not view, taking care of your social needs as something that's going to help benefit you? I'm curious.
If I know I've had quality time or I felt like quality time with that person, that's when it begins to bother me. If we start to run out of stuff to talk about, almost.
I don't follow. Elaborate.
We hung out every single day.
If we did, yeah, I'd be fucking tired of you, no doubt.
Exactly.
You'd be tired of me too.
Yeah, and that's when I'm losing my mind when I'm sitting there, and we have nothing to talk about. So I am losing my. I am like I'm not fidgeting or anything, but like I don't feel good at all.
Well,
mentally.
Let me shit on you some more. How do you think you're gonna be able to handle a long-term relationship because you're gonna have a lot of moments like that? The wall. We were talking about the wall, right?
Yes, I know, but I'm saying that's when you're 30, you're going to know. I'm going to hopefully be dating somebody who is like they have the same understanding, or they can at least be aware of the type of person I am and what I need to do. Like if as long as they know what I need to do, they're okay with it.
But what about you to them?
Huh?
What about you?
I know,
to them?
No. That's what I'm saying. They're aware of it though. So like, if they're okay with it, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as they know, if I know I'm affecting them, I mean, it's definitely having a long-term relationship is definitely mutual. Like, you can't.
Of course.
And I see the benefit. I do see, like you're talking about, seeing the benefit of that. I see the benefit of doing stuff I might not want to do, but they want to do. And so, like, it's all about that mutual. Like, you do have to. I see the long-term benefit in like sacrificing some time.
Yeah.
But whenever I see it tremendously affecting my goals, I mean, I'm still 20. I'm 23, even though I got that confused the other day. I thought I was 24.
Well, maybe if you do meet someone like a girl who's probably who might be twice as ambitious as you.
It might teach me a lesson.
Maybe no, they'll be twice as ambitious as you. Then I think you'll see what I'm talking. There's someone out there.
Oh, yeah,
you're not the only.
There probably is.
Like I
want
said,
to meet them though.
Everything's relative. There are people out there who are fucking monsters. Believe me.
Yeah.
But I think you'll start to see what I was trying to explain to you today. But there's beauty in accepting that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta accept the fact there's a black hole out there that can just swallow this earth, and none of this shit means anything.
That's a good segue.
That is. Have you heard of white holes?
You get on to me about talking about multiverses, and now you're asking me about white holes.
No, I get on to you about not having coherent conversations, but
that's all right. I want you to elaborate on that.
But
what is a white hole?
I was reading up on something about white holes. In white holes, you know how black holes suck things in? White holes, things go out of the white hole. So there's a theory saying that's probably where the Big Bang came from. Is a white hole just blown out material? It was interesting. I'm not that versed in, the science behind it, but I find it interesting.
All right, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this from an engineering perspective.
All right.
What is it? What do you know that a black hole does?
What do I know? It's a very it's just an extremely heavy mass of space, and then things just go into it.
Okay. Now, what'd you just say a white hole was?
I said a white hole might. Is the white hole the other side of it?
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you, dude. Everything we're talking chemical engineering, it's called mass and energy balances. It's what goes into your process is what is going to come out. It might be a different chemical, but the same atoms that went in and stuff, they're all the same atoms. They're just, they might be like in different molecules now.
Right.
But what goes in if you put in 50 grams of something into a process, 50 grams is going to come out, even though it might be a different chemical. That, to me, that article just wrote some BS.
No, I know it was BS. It's just
not BS. No, but like, I mean, they fluff it up.
Right, they do. They fluff it up. They fluff it up so people like me can understand. Which, I mean, that's fine. I'm fine with understanding from a surface level.
But exactly. But that made it hopefully like click. I mean, I could be completely. I mean, it could be a freaking like a bunch of PhD scientists wrote that or something. I don't know. But that is my intuition, or that's what my thinking is behind that. It's something coming out of the black hole. Like what goes in has to come out somewhere. And I was talking about when I said segue earlier. I was gonna get into religion.
Yeah, we can get into religion now. Why not?
Huh?
Why not? We can get into religion.
I don't know exactly. I mean, this doesn't have. It's just we're so freaking small.
Yeah, I know.
it's like
I know.
You do. I mean, I agree. Like, when people growing up like 100 years ago, they don't have the technology that we have at all. Right. And so you don't realize how freaking small the Earth is compared to everything else. Like I saw something, dude. I forgot. I'm gonna have to look it up, but it's something about the black hole. I want to say like millions of suns. Like there's a black hole that
can consume the sun.
Like millions of them. Yep. Not just one.
And think of how many millions of Earths can fit in the sun.
Exactly. Yeah. Think about how big the sun is compared to the Earth. It is mind blowing. But what? All right. So yeah, we both grew up Catholic.
Wow. I'm Catholic is just something. Well.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm under the boat that I'm not atheist. I'm kind of agnostic about things.
No, that's exactly how I am.
And that's where most people come from. I mean, I understand the value of having religion. For most people, is a foundation. It's a structure for them.
Yeah.
And some people need that. I didn't really need that structure. And from my luck, I mean, I found most of my bad experiences came from devout Catholics. So I said, okay, fuck you guys. I'm not going anymore. God, you're cool and all. Help these guys, but I mean, none of my business.
Okay.
I'll just go on. I'll just go on doing me, doing the best I can.
Yeah,
and that's all I can do.
To me, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't want to. As long as I'm not like, I mean, I truly feel like, I mean, you don't want to kill anybody. That's definitely wrong. Like,
what?
Like you don't want to. You don't know.
What?
No, I'm saying like I don't want to. As long as I truly do good, like I feel like if there is a God, they won't care at all what denomination you are, as long as you are like treating others of how you want to be treated. Assuming you're not like killing people or something. I don't know,
right.
But it's like as soon as you're like doing something good. I mean, I feel like I don't want to. No denomination is right or wrong. I feel like as long as you do good, and like that, God knows. Like even if you have something like kind of mentally wrong with you, you just got. I feel like that God would understand that.
Which everyone has something wrong with them.
Yeah, but I'm saying like somebody like you, you actually has like a disability that you call a disability nowadays. As long as they like that God knows that like they truly tried their best to like to do good. Like I don't want to follow God that's gonna like deny that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I had this conversation. I was saying, if all I did was treat people the best I could, help them when I could, live the best life I could. And because I didn't go to church every Sunday, he didn't let me in. Fuck him. I don't want to be in there anyway.
Amen to that.
I'll go hang out, snort coke with Jimi Hendrix then.
Hey, if you're gonna do good for society, man, that's like if you'd have been worse off, I don't know. That could get a little.
Man, do you think there's an afterlife?
Huh?
I don't think so.
No. To me, if there's a God, there'd be an afterlife. Hang on. I'm gonna get a drink.
Pour yourself some more of the
water.
Yeah, the wine. How's that taste? Is that actually good, or are you just drinking for the alcohol?
No, I like my thing. So I have a very addictive personality.
Yes.
And
don't Don't put it in all the way.
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
You don't got twist. Why the fuck you twisting it? You're handed me.
I've never had a cork break off.
Well, because you twisted it.
No, I know, but I'm saying I never had one. And I've drink wine quite a bit, but not. It tastes pretty good.
I'm gonna have I'm not a big bourbon. I don't drink a lot, but I'm gonna buy some really nice bourbon later and let you guys try it. I'm gonna try some too. It's called Rare Eagle.
Okay.
It's really good. It's really good
getting...
bourbon. Mm-hmm.
And so, but okay, so you just asked me about the afterlife.
Yes.
Okay. Or to me, that comes down to, oh gosh, man, there's so many stuff I got.
Now, before you go on your tangent, I will say living your life for the hope of an afterlife is the dumbest fucking thing you could do in your life, in my opinion. Living your life for the sake of the afterlife.
Yes, you're talking about people following, like trying to go to church every Sunday, or like trying to.
Well, not just that, but people. I mean, I know people who go to church every Sunday who are more fucked up than me.
I know.
I'm gonna smash this fucking computer into the wall. But anyways,
no, it's like they're like I know a lot of people who fake doing good things.
Yep. Because they expect something in return.
Yes, exactly. But I know some people truly. I mean, they truly believe. Like my thing that changed me, where I began to start questioning my religion, was actually getting like learning more about science and learning that stuff that goes into something has to come out at the other end. Like nothing magically appears out of nowhere.
Yes,
and so that's we're talking about stuff getting sucked into a black hole, stuff getting shot out maybe on the other end.
Yep.
What keeps me agnostic is where did everything come from? But then if somebody did create, if there is a God that actually created something, who made that person? who made
God?
them?
That's interesting. Who made God then?
Exactly. Nobody knows. But it bothers me that like some people, they just blindly like.
I think people go through a phase where they question their
They're scared
faith.
of death. There's a lot of people are scared of death, and they don't want to. And that's my thing is like you're telling me like people get on to me for like not believing in God per se. I mean, I don't ever actively talk about it at all, but like my close friends, I've had people or close friend would get on me like for not believing like fully, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's the fact, like I told her, do you think I truly want to die and never see my family again? Like my mom and dad. Do you think I want to die and think about that stuff? Like, do you think I'm just choosing to believe in there's not an afterlife? It's like I'm not doing that at all. Like, who actively wants to die and never see their best friends again? Like, who wants to think about that stuff? And so why? It's got to be serious. So I'm questioning. Because I'd much rather die and see everybody again. And it bothers, and like people I know too, say you're a husband and you get divorced or your wife dies. All right, say your wife dies and you remarry to another girl and she becomes your wife. In heaven or wherever the afterlife is, do you think you're going to see both of them and they're going to be happy?
It's a funny question.
Exactly. No, that's very, I mean, it's very serious though. Like truly, people don't, that's why people, not everybody like, I don't know, that's stuff that like, that's the situation that I believe. I wouldn't call that heaven for them at all. Like their version of heaven, that wife wouldn't want to be with the other wife.
Yeah. Interesting.
And it's very, yes, exactly.
Well, my big problem comes from people who do good deeds because they expect to be compensated.
Yes,
same thing with the nice guy, and they think the girl owes them either sex or emotional repercussion.
Yeah.
No, just be a good, kind person, and that just the rest will come.
Yes, I agree with that, and I feel like you gotta. I feel like with some things you gotta. I don't want to use the word fake it, but you gotta realize like sometimes being nice in a situation. Even if you have to like suck it up a little bit and like fake it, it's usually a win-win. Like
yeah,
you keep a healthy relationship with that person.
If
healthy
for now.
Yeah, healthy for now,
but not in long term.
Yeah, well, that's like some people I run across. It's like some people I follow on social media. I mean, it's usually very few, but like if I don't like them. Oh, cool. I seriously, you're gonna. I know you're gonna disagree with this, but I stay good friends with them if I see them in person. Like I would say hey to them, and like I'll be like I'll act like I don't have any different thoughts of what they have on stuff unless they ask me, then I'll tell them. But I normally don't talk about anything serious in person. I just always, hey, what's up? What are you doing nowadays?
Now, I think you're talking about a agree to disagree mindset, because there's nothing wrong with agreeing to disagree. Now, if you genuinely don't like a person, I wouldn't be fake in person. I just wouldn't pay any mind to them, because fuck, I mean, shit. You made fun of my mom thinking she worked at a nail salon. Why the fuck should I give you any respect? Go die in a hole. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, if I disagree with someone on, something, that's fine. Agree to disagree. You're still probably a great person. I'd probably still buy you a cigar. We go hang out, talk about other funny things.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. So let's talk about this topic. I mentioned to you. Let's talk about what's the best way, do you think, to convince somebody, or like to change somebody's mind on something?
I don't know.
What do you think? What do you think the best way to do that is?
Tell them to stop being a fucking pussy and sit down and have a face-to-face conversation. Straight up.
How do you think that's gonna? You think that's gonna work?
Well, I think people are too scared to do that. They have too much social anxiety, which is a real problem. I'm not making fun of it.
Okay,
but they're gonna come up with some excuse not to talk to each other, because I guarantee you,
that's why it works on younger kids.
Right. When you talk to a person, you get a completely different side of them from just reading some bullshit code on a phone or whatever. You get a completely different side of them. Their tone of voice, the way they look, the way they talk, the gestures they make, how they emphasize certain words over others. You get a lot of different things than just reading text. And I mean, and two, I also think people are too pussy to have a confrontation in person. They're afraid, so they're going to try and be kinder and nicer. But the benefit of that is they're more willing to listen to each other and kind of listen to what they have to say before they say either I don't agree with your opinion or your opinion's fucking wrong. You know? I mean, we had this conversation earlier in this podcast where, I mean, the nuance of human conversation, of human interaction, you get a lot more out of it, and then you can kind of understand a person more from where they're coming from.
That's why I'm getting invited. That's why they do on-site interviews instead of just talking over the phone, because they want to.
They really want to know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, they want to pay money then, like like for you to come interview like in a different state usually.
Now, since we're talking about the big political divide in this country or whatever, it's either going to take people,
I wasn't talking. I mean, I never just specified a topic, but
I know, but
that is a big topic.
Yes, I know. Either people grow the balls or the uterus to, discuss things maturely with each other, or another World War III happens where we do have to band together.
I mean that changes a lot of people.
That does.
I hate to say it, but that's usually what it takes.
Well, what's that saying? Hard times create good people.
Yeah,
good people create hard times. Create good people. Good people create good times. Good times create weak people. Weak people creates bad times. Hard times, and hard times creates good people. It's a cycle.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. But that's the first time I heard that.
Yep.
saying.
And also, I was going to say something. You shouldn't fear death. You should fear a worthless life.
Yes, and that's what keeps me. I granted, I'm depressed that I even have I'm depressed already just knowing there could not be anything after death. But what scares me even more is
a worthless life.
But no, what you're saying, like you can't even think, it's pointless to even stress over it, because like you just got to do good and hope the right thing is going to happen after you die.
But you got to think, man.
And plus, if you're going to die anyways, you might as well just benefit society.
Now think about this, Tony. The average person, right?
Average person.
If they could live forever, you think they would have the drive to do all these things? They wouldn't, because they have all the time in the world.
If you could live forever, it'd probably deep down, that's probably what it would go to.
I'd probably fall into that too. No shame. If I knew I was going to live forever, I wouldn't do a damn thing.
I feel like I'd go through a phase of accomplishing everything I would want to truly accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that phase, I'd be going. That's when I started exploring.
Right. But the fact that you have
I wouldn't immediately.
The fact you have a timer over your shoulder and death is always kind of looking at you. That motivates you.
I know. I'm telling you. That's why I don't feel like. That's why I would stress when I'm not. If I'm doing something that I know that I'm not benefiting from, and I hope if I'm hanging out with friends that I see every day, I'd still hang out with them because from their perspective, they might truly enjoy that time with me. And so like I try to compensate a little of like hanging out with people when I might not want to. I'm still willing to hang out to a point, but it comes to a point with me personally that I got to break away.
Yeah. No. I see where you're coming from, man. But going back.
Yeah. Convincing somebody like if I mean this is with this is with religion too. It's the same thing like just politics. Like it's convincing somebody to just take a different viewpoint for once on something else. Like
learn.
Yeah. My best way to convince somebody, I think, is like you have to connect with that person first. Like they have to, like for you to bring up something to me, I take that like to heart just because I know you and like we're good friends. Like, but if you're a person I don't know, I'm not gonna believe I'm not gonna even consider changing my mind on something. It's like you got to have a connection with some people, and that's where I feel like a lot of social media like arguments come from. It's like people don't.
Because they don't have a connection with each other.
Yeah, but if they have a connection, and like say me and you agreed on everything entirely through life together, like
that's funny.
Then you start questioning something, or I don't know. Say you suddenly I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're kind of split on politics deep down. I don't know, but like say you just grew up a Democrat your entire life. Okay.
Yeah.
If you suddenly, and I grew up a Democrat too, and I'm gonna say we both grew up Republican actually.
Yeah.
But then say you suddenly change to being a Democrat, and but we still stay with a great connection with each other, just like we talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
But you suddenly just changed, and I know there wasn't any other influences in your life that made you like fully change. I would believe, you're like I would start questioning then the political party I follow. That would motivate me enough to think about my own what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But if I knew you started taking drugs or just started, I don't know, doing other stuff out of the norm of what I've known you to do.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm just saying. If I knew there's like a heavy influence in your life that changed you, I wouldn't fully. It wouldn't weigh, like your opinion wouldn't weigh as much as if that makes sense. Like, I mean, if you just suddenly, if like tomorrow you say you're gonna be a follower of the Democratic Party,
yeah, I'm gonna join the cult.
I would start questioning what I was doing. I mean, I'm very split on politics. I'm just using this as an example.
Too, and I find a lot of normal people very split on politics. Socially,
but
they're
you
very
gotta choose a
liberal,
side.
but financially very conservative. Yes. You know what I say? Just fuck them both. Just shoot them.
You can't.
Anyone who identifies.
I hate to say you can't do that though, but I mean, granted, like society needs to. But
the kingdom of Cram would be amazing.
Oh, I wasn't talking about killing.
You weren't talking about what?
I wasn't talking about. I wasn't agreeing with you shooting just shooting both sides. I mean, they're pretty.
Well, because they're both toxic.
I know, but you can't.
And they're a waste of space, right?
I agree, but
they don't have any ambition.
I know, but
they're not contributing to society.
How realistic is that?
Pretty realistic. I'm kidding.
No, I mean,
I'm not gonna shoot anyone.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. But what? There's something else. Did you want to say anything else on the topic of matter before we move on?
No, we can move on.
Oh, it's funny because we were going to talk about this, but it's almost been 2 hours in the episode. Locus of control.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Yeah, oh yeah. I think so. I can define this hopefully, and just tell me if I get off.
Go ahead
on the definition. So, yeah, when I sent you that, I sent you that Reddit post. Yeah, I didn't even see that answer, but I didn't even know what that was before getting on, or like when you brought it up to me. Yeah, because some random person commented about the locus control, and I've never heard that in my life. And so yeah, the person that brought that up, and you saying it to me, it's like, so if I have it straight in my head, it's if everybody has something like a different a locus of control, or it's like if it's basically assuming if external factors influence your life or internal factors influence your life.
Right.
If that, dude, I feel like that was kind of.
Let me summarize. Let me
Yeah,
summarize.
please.
Locus of control. There's two types: internal or external. And basically, external means there's outside factors that contribute to your situation or your mentality in life, or it's internal factors that contribute to your outlook or your position in life.
You summed it up a lot better than I did.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Don't worry, but go on.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, you told me this beforehand. Like, you're pretty split on the decision. And that's how
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's both.
Well, if you think it's both, to me, I think you view. That's kind of why you're saying you're agnostic too.
Well, yeah. You know why it's both? Well, let's start.
I mean, since you feel agnostic, I think that's why you feel it's both too.
Right, because
or vice versa.
Here's why it's both. Who has control over the sun when it just wants to blow up and consume the earth? That's not internal. You could say, no, sun, don't do that. The sun's going to do whatever the fuck it wants to do.
I know, but why is the sun doing that? Why is it blowing up?
Yeah, it's not.
Is it science?
Or it's something out of your control. I'm going to tell you that.
Or is the guy just detonating it?
Or is Putin detonating the sun? He's like, it's over.
Or some aliens, dude.
Yeah, that's external. Here's what I think is...
you can't control that.
Here's what I think is external. The genetic card you were built.
Yes,
you were dealt.
Absolutely.
So, your race, how tall you are,
Yeah, and where you're born.
Where you're born, that's out of your control. The malice and feelings of other people is also out of your control. But what you do have control of is your self-drive, how you want to act,
that's
how you want to react to the situation.
It's how self-aware you are.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that is what everybody has in common. That everybody can do is just realizing how aware of your situation you are. I feel like that's what makes you smart.
Self-awareness? I agree.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, no matter, I mean, if you realize you're not born in the best situation, but you can still I can still die happy if I feel like I truly accomplished something from where I was.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's just being self-aware, I feel like.
And then there's some, I get it. There's some people who have a weird perspective on, there's a lot of things that happen to them. So, I mean, their locus of control is external. So they think, government or the evil white man. But you're right. That stuff might be external, but that shouldn't really get to a point where you just let it consume it. And I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for saying that.
I agree with. I mean, I could see you, and the reason I feel like we can say that, it's like I know, it's like my cousin, like his dad was my dad's brother.
Yep.
And like he died in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
And he's my uncle, but like my cousin has probably a whole different viewpoint of you just can't control.
Yeah,
something like that happening to you.
You can't control what happens on the outside.
And plus, if there's something like, there's no telling, there's something else bad could happen to him. Like, I do feel bad. Like it could have been my dad. Like it could have been. It's just weird of how all that stuff works.
Well, you can't. Obviously, you can't. Like I said,
can't control that.
I started the conversation by saying you can't control if the sun's gonna blow up and just eat the earth. You can't control that. The only thing you can control is how you're gonna handle it.
Yes.
And
how how self-aware you are of it's a very shitty situation.
Right.
And but if I had like a family, if I had like one of my parents die, and then I had something else close to me, like somebody else close to me die, or if I just got laid off my job and I thought I was doing an excellent job and I got laid off.
Right.
I would start questioning like maybe there's a God and God hates me or something like.
Everyone goes through that.
Yeah, but it's you just gotta. Where I get motivation from is seeing people
bounce back from it, right?
Yeah, you're like seeing somebody.
Fuck this computer. Go on, Tony.
I feel like where I get motivated, or where I feel like it's good to have friends and stuff, or just people or just. I mean, you gotta have those positive like influencers in your life. Yeah. People say you gotta follow positive influences or influencers, and so it's like you get motivation from realizing they went through something very similar to you, and they were able to recover from it.
Yeah,
And so I feel like you got to have that type of mentality.
And what I also think helps with, in terms of knowing who you are and how to bounce back from bad situations, or, to be in a healthy mind state, is to understand what you're bad at and understand, your failures, your inadequacies as a human being, and your demons, being able to understand them.
Yeah. You got to go through stuff to understand. Like, you got to get out of your comfort zone to truly understand. That's something I agree hard, like 100% with. Like, you got to get out of your comfort zone, like, to definitely learn and grow from stuff.
You're gonna laugh at this. A way I got out of my comfort zone, besides talking to, obviously different types of people, is funny. I have more luck with Hispanic women than I do Vietnamese or white. I have more luck with black women too. That's a form of me getting out of my comfort zone.
I get a lot of. Yeah, I get a lot of compliment from, like, about my hair from black women. I have not figured it out, but I've had so many come up to me and I love your hair, and it's just weird because I don't get that from.
Yeah, you know why? Because white women take it for granted.
Yes,
they
do.
expect it. They're like, I mean, better have hair.
I love black women too, but it's just very odd that it's just something I've always, like, had continuously happen throughout my life. Like, just at the grocery store, in school, I just always found it pretty funny.
Yeah. What else we got on the list? I felt like that topic didn't get in. That topic
no,
fell
I mean,
flat
you're
on
talking
his
about,
ass.
like,
Comfort zone and stuff, but it wasn't gonna get anywhere.
I was getting in a relationship or something, dude.
We already had that discussion at the beginning.
we did. But that was.
Let's see. What's the stupid thing you said me? While in the military, did you ever witness anything supernatural?
Wait, no, I did not send you.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, gotcha. That was just like an article. That wasn't anything like topic list of stuff we wanted to talk about.
I don't know. All I know is next time.
No, I sent. Yeah, I wouldn't read anything I sent you.
All I know is next time you guys go shooting, I need to go with
Absolutely.
you guys.
Dude, it was a blast. Like, you don't realize you needed, like, and that's a perfect example of, like, that time I went down there to go to the shooting range just to shoot guns. Even though I'm not benefiting anything in my long term. I am benefiting my long term goal by providing myself a little stress relief. Or I found out that was stress relief I needed. But it's like, yep. I could have decided not to go with Austin, or just to even go, just because I wanted to stay at home and, like, program or try to feel like I need to study for, like, interviews and stuff. Like, I feel like I could have done that. I could have had an extra hour. Mm-hmm. I used to struggle a lot with that stuff. Like, just.
But when you did go shooting with Austin, you saw the value in not only hanging time, not only shooting fun guns, but just
quality
out.
time. Yeah, mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Austin's a very cool person.
I think
that's a long term benefit there. So it's the long term. It's like you got to be able to realize the long term benefits of doing this. And, like, I agree. I definitely, like, I didn't have a thought in my head about applying to jobs or trying to find a job when I was down there shooting guns. Like, I was having a blast.
I will say, I think something I see you learning a lot more of is how to take a step back.
No, I'm telling you, dude, I've already been through what I was, like, anything like that I was going to go through. I know for a fact I've been through.
I know, but I'm saying sometimes, it's easy to get stuck in the moment when you're working hard at something, but sometimes, just for 30 minutes or 15 minutes, take a step back.
Yeah.
Take a breather, look at what you've done, say, wow, I did that. And get back to the
why
grind.
I tell you, I don't even want to get, like, in a relationship at the moment.
And that's fine. That's perfectly respectable. Now, is it your choice or did it choose you?
No. I mean, it was a bit of. Okay, that's a.
I made
that choice was the type of. It's eventually who you are. Eventually comes out.
Right.
Whether it pushes somebody away. And I feel like that's kind of what happened in my case. It was like. I mean, I'm very goal driven, and yes. I feel like that slowly builds up over time. If, like, that may push somebody further away, then they may do something that you completely, like, didn't see coming. But it's like who you are eventually, like, comes out usually in a situation.
Yes.
And so that's whatever's going to happen usually does happen. or who you're meant to be, right? What you're meant to be. It usually does happen, but it's just.
Now, I'm going to ask a question, and I don't know if you want to get into it or not, but in your previous relationship with said female,
Yes.
did you both go through any hard times prior to it? Or was it just all smooth and gravy?
Here we go. There was
one road
I can
bump.
take the words out of your mouth. You're thinking it's good to not have any hard. It's a bad sign to not have any hard times. Leading up to. Leading up to it.
When you know someone for a long time,
and you don't have any bad times. Yeah. That's an odd thing to have. That could be a bad sign if you don't have any argument or disagreements. But then again, you're thinking at the same time, like you don't. It's and truthfully, you don't freaking know at all. Like it could work. That stuff could work in your You could disagree. Like you could date somebody that has the same exact personality as you, and you think you're never going to disagree. But it's like you could have having somebody dating somebody with the same personality as you could be even worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because that's no. They're gonna fix Pro Tools because
I'm gonna slam this fucking computer into the wall. But go on.
As long as you know it's not the computer, I'm okay with it.
I've made my money back on this plus more.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah. So as long as you get another MacBook, I'm okay with it.
Fuck off. But what were you saying?
But I'm a huge Apple fan.
No, other than that, man. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. So so my previous relationship, I didn't have I felt like we never had any issues. Big. We never got in an argument in person. We never brought up any of our differences in person. And my thing is I don't like to text at all. I don't like to text every single day about stupid stuff that's not stupid stuff, but just I feel like saying I love you every single day is it doesn't mean anything over time.
Yeah, because it'll eventually reach a point where you get diminishing returns.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's just
value.
It doesn't mean fully of what it could mean, I guess. And just little stuff like that. Like I just feel like, and I feel like talking every single hour of the day. Like if I'm trying to focus, I'm stressed with school and stuff, and granted we're 4 hours away, but I'm stressed in school. I'm truly, I'm trying to study. That's legitly what I was trying to do. I wasn't out trying to BS and saying I was studying and not doing studying. I was truly trying to study.
You were studying, working hard. You weren't out here busting nuts.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And so, cutting to the chase. That's it. And so, we never had any issues. I felt like at all. And the thing is, I could have. So she had formals go on with her sorority that she was in, or semi-formals, just dance parties people get drunk at. I never saw any benefit in wasting money or spending money to go up there. I mean, granted, it may have kept us together. I mean, that wasn't a deciding factor at all, but it's stuff like that builds up over time. I can't afford to do that. Or just on my grades. I'm somebody who has to study. I have to commit to it if I'm going to learn something. I can't take 2 days off.
Well, all that
and
to
you
say,
don't know. I mean, you just gotta.
I brought this up to say, look, everyone has a long-term relationship. Well, most people do with their parents in some form. You will argue with your parents.
That's a very good point.
Claw. You will beat the fuck out of each other. But then it's all Gucci after that.
Yeah. I mean, I got in some more argument with my dad just trying to let's move in.
Yeah, I heard that the other day. You were being smart to your dad.
I know. I'm usually that's very seldom, but it does happen. And it's we're definitely we're cool as mess now about it. But it's we both know that too. It's I could bring up my point of view on that. My dad gets on to me for moving, or just over small stuff.
Yeah.
And when we helped move that car in my driveway that's not working, that we're trying to sell, my dad leaves it, like one of the tires are hanging off the driveway. And I've gotten a flat tire of where my car, if it sits on that location, like it's like the tire's sitting on like an edge.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm like, Dad, do you have like 4 other guys here who can help push this car and move it somewhere else? And so you don't have to, it doesn't like get a flat tire. It doesn't look unappetizing to somebody coming to buy the car. It's like, we can move it now. And my dad's like, no, he just wanted to save, he just wanted to hold his ground of saying he was okay where it was parked at. Because he already said it, so he just wanted to hold his ground on that topic.
Yeah.
Even if he knew that it was a bad place to leave it, he just wanted to hold his ground, and that's where I was getting.
Well, sometimes,
Yeah, I mean, I'm like that about stuff too. It's like I don't want to. I definitely try to be cautious of.
So the lessons you've learned in this relationship, I'm sure the lessons and the hard times you went through with this one, I'm sure it's going to translate into great lessons and great things out of the pain you went through into the next one, and you know what to do. I think maybe
that's why I'm taking my time and not like
for your next one. I think you're probably,
but
the next one you're gonna pay a little more attention to. If she wants to do something, even though it takes you away from your precious coding time, you say, you know what?
Yeah,
I think I will.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, what bothered me about this one was the fact that this person's sweet as can be, dude. Like, I never talks bad about anybody. Like, never actively seeks trouble at all. Like very just very sweet. That's the best way I can word it. And that was so hard for me to see. Because what had happened was that's what. I can forgive this person completely, but I haven't heard the person own up to it.
It was hard for you to discover a side of her that she'd been hiding.
No.
Yes.
Kind of. It's just the fact that she hasn't she hasn't admitted to it. Is what has bothered me the most, and it still bothers me. Is that person should realize. I've never gotten an apology. This is very easy to forgive her. She apologized. Is the thing, but because I mean she was excellent, but like it's just this one thing, and I hate to say it, but I can't just ignore it and just let it go. It's you got to have an apology, and I apologize for stuff that I was.
I hope you're still not waiting on this bitch to apologize.
No, I'm not.
Good.
Because
that shit's long sailed. Yes, sir. Do not ever trust anyone who's not aware of their failures.
Yes, I agree with
Never. Red flag.
5 years from now.
5 years from now? It's going to be funny, man. It's going to be hilarious.
I definitely agree, dude. It's well worth.
That's probably why girls seem to run away from me a lot, because I just throw all my failures out front. They just know who I am.
You can't.
A G's going to recognize it. A G's going to recognize it.
You're using statistics, and I agree with you. Like that's a very good.
A G will recognize it.
That's how I feel like when I'm applying to jobs. Like somebody will recognize it.
It's a numbers game.
It is, but I mean, as long as you're patient and you can do that, then go for it. But I'm saying like you are.
I am who I am when you meet me. Plus, more.
I mean I can't deny that won't work, but I can't say it will work.
Because you know why? Because I operate off the same principle as you. I don't have fucking time to waste with these games. I got shit to do.
Yeah, and I mean you're a lot more. You've been a lot more. So when I was in high school, I didn't have that. I didn't have the ambitious. Like I knew deep down I was ambitious and want to get stuff done.
Right.
Well, I've never experienced a relationship either, and so that's why like that whole phase was new to me and exciting. But deep down, who you are kind of comes to surface, and it's like you just got to realize like, even if you want to get in a relationship, you may know deep down that you want to accomplish other stuff. And like and that's when I've kind of, I'm gonna be honest, I've been the happiest I've ever been in my life at this point. I was very, very happy like being in a relationship, and I feel like I'd be even happier if I was still like in a relationship where I could like fully be myself and stuff. But I mean that's just not the way it panned out. But I have the time to do whatever I want, to focus on whatever I want now. And when
That's
that
good.
right person comes along that agrees with everything, and I can they can sacrifice
right-
a little for me, and I can sacrifice a little for them,
The right
We'll be good.
person will respect your ambitions
and I'll
and
respect
help you build
theirs.
towards it.
Yeah.
Yep. Will understand that, hey, he's got to get some shit done.
Exactly. And that's what it's like. I mean, and that person doesn't realize that. Like some people I feel like don't realize too. I don't get any satisfaction knowing I could date somebody else that does the same exact thing you or cares and looks similar. Or like just does the same exact stuff you do. Not I didn't mean to say looks, but the same that does the same things you do.
You got to elaborate on that. What do you mean?
I don't want to say everybody's nothing. I'm not happy if I don't find anything unique in that person. I can't date somebody who I know I can get something from somebody else.
Oh, so you're not going to date a white girl? Is that what, that's
Huh?
what you say?
What I mean, I'm not gonna I'm gonna use a stereotypical like the white girl example. Like
Yes.
posting same post every place they go to,
Right.
every event they do, they post something about it. Whether it's at the beach. If they go to the beach once a year, that's completely different. Or like but just every like spring break, summer, fall break.
It seems like
down
to
south,
me, sir, it seems like to
winter
me
break, probably going to the beach.
you're having more of a I'm getting sick and tired of these white girl syndrome. Is that correct, Tony Pendleton the third?
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, no
Oh,
problem.
you should have said Anthony.
Oh my! I keep forgetting your names, Anthony.
Yeah.
We've been friends forever, and
I keep forgetting yours, and I can't even say yours.
oh, it's all good. Nobody can. I have to,
I'm afraid to pronounce it.
you know they misspelled my high school diploma. I just fucking laughed about it.
Did you have 2 E's or 1?
One E, but they misspelled my first name.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, AHN.
Wait, you said AHN.
They misspelled it. It's ANH.
I'd be questioning that if I put that down on paper. Like I would.
Well, you know,
I mean,
man.
I grew up knowing you, so I know. Like,
Dog,
yeah. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't pick up on that.
on high school, man, I was the only Asian from my class, so they probably like, oh, it's a weird exotic name. I was like, no, motherfucker. This is how you spell it. Yes, sir.
I feel like you better be happy that that's the close. That's the only thing they messed up.
I messed up a ton of other things.
They probably did. Has your college one been okay though?
Has the college one been okay? Oh, it's gonna be hilarious. When I graduate, I'm not even walking. I'm going straight to work. That's how confident I am. When I graduate.
You sound like you're more confident than me.
Well, I guarantee you got confidence. It's just you got a few demons you need to get past.
No, I've gotten past those.
You need to hang around some more corrupted people like I do. Go chill out. Except some meditation time, have a cigar
That's
or whatever.
fine.
Chill out, man.
Yeah.
It's funny how this conversation, this podcast, this is interesting. This is the most interesting podcast I had because
wow.
It started off really strong in the first 90 minutes, and it's become consistently more incoherent for these past 50 minutes.
I don't think it's been incoherent at all.
I think it's been a little bit. We jump around a lot.
I mean, yeah, we have, but that's an actual conversation for you. That's no bullshit.
That's a real conversation. I don't even think we touched up on half the things on topic list, which is fine.
No, we haven't. I knew that from the get go. Like we were spending like an hour.
Yeah, we're just gonna have shit. I mean, it's been 2 hours so far.
You said that like an hour or 30 minutes ago.
It's been 2 hours. I got the clock right in front of me.
You said 2 hours 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may want to clarify. I don't know how long at all.
Well, technically, it's been 2 hours and about 14 minutes this episode.
Okay, I know for a fact. Maybe not 30 minutes ago, for a fact. But you said like it was about 30 minutes ago that you said 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to think, man.
Math, man.
Math,
close enough.
Stuff. I'm so glad I passed Cal 2.
I am too.
First time. That's what I'm glad. First time, because I would have been pissed if I would have had to delay just to retake a Cal 2 class and pay more money for it.
Cal 2, like you seriously, the one thing you need to pull away that I think you have. Like you're nervous about going into. I mean, I was nervous when I was taking Cal 2 as well. Like I was very nervous just entering Cal 1 when I took Cal 1. Cal 1 was actually my hardest class, but that's when it proved to me that, in like my first chemical engineering class that I had, it proved to me that I mean, it kicked my ass, and I struggled with it. But like, if you can get past, like, none of your other classes are going to be any harder. Like, it's just all about self-teaching yourself and just doing what's assigned to you.
Yep.
And just self-discipline, man. It's like, and you got to realize that none of it's that far out there. You just got to, if you can learn this, you can learn anything else that comes your way.
I'm a strong believer in thinking every American citizen can pass calculus.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yes, you can. Don't say, I'm bad at math. No, you're fucking lazy, pussy. Take this calc class right now.
Exactly.
I want you to put some time into it. I want you to put... Here's an interesting thing. Now imagine this. If there's been a study going out that you can be more proficient than 90% of people if you just simply spent 15 minutes a day of just straight focus on a topic. Now, I'm not saying
freakingly.
Yes,
I agree with that.
15 minutes a day.
You should take advantage of that. Like, people don't take advantage of that stuff, but they.
But I don't have time, man. Shut the fuck up, pussy.
You're scrolling through Facebook or something, then you complain.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk.
And it's like you're spending time doing that.
We didn't talk about that funny thing you had to deal with at South, man. How you had murderous intents for these sorority girls.
Okay, I wouldn't say murderers.
This English paper's so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I went through that whole thing, but all right, in their defense, completely, I had to go through some hard classes to get into the mentality that I am, where I am. But I mean, granted, I was able to, I pulled myself through that. Like, I had to work to get through that. But if I didn't go through that, and that's why I told you the other day, if I didn't challenge myself in school, and I kind of did what was done in high school, and took like just basic classes, my viewpoint would have never changed, and I probably would have gotten the same GPA as I would have if I didn't as I did engineering, or my GPA would probably be worse, just because I wouldn't know what I can do and what I can't do.
Well, I'm from a different perspective. No mercy.
I know, but you understand that, like,
I understand,
and that's why, I mean, you freaking like delayed your graduation. Like,
yes,
yeah, that's impressive. That's very impressive to me.
That I've delayed my own. How's that impressive?
Huh?
That I've delayed my own graduation.
You know yourself. Like, if I honestly, if I was going to hire somebody,
yep,
and you just got to hope your employer, which I'm sure good, like, just companies, like people who work for pretty good companies, that's my big thing at Alabama Power. I learned that everybody, like, nobody puts up with bullshit there.
No.
And I actually being with just a good company is very insightful to me, because that's when I found out, like, you get recognized for stuff that you are being honest about stuff. Like, you fully, like, you realize what you want to do, and you're willing to kind of to take a step back and, like, put yourself through that. And when you could just go and try to, like, I don't know. I guess, like, just, I mean, you could have just finished your degree, and I think it was just called music or
yeah, it was like audio or something. I didn't, because I was already working.
Yeah,
so
but
I mean, my point of view on that is, when I'm already working and making money off of it, pretty good money, what fucking incentive is there for me to go back and finish that degree when I could spend that time focusing on a new skill?
Yes. Yeah.
That's my opinion on it.
Yeah. And so I know, but how far did you see you were going to grow from?
Grow from getting a degree?
No, or maybe not even okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already working.
Yeah, so
I work with indie guys. I mean,
like, you feel like you've already gotten you got all the knowledge you need to gain, and you feel like you can gain
from that
experience.
If I was to gain more knowledge, it would have to be from actual professionals at this point, from more professionals than I've already been around. Because I can tell you straight up, UAB is not going to provide that.
Yeah,
for me.
And I feel like, dude, like, just having money as, like, an income, it does help a lot just to pursue whatever you're after.
Yep.
Like, you gotta have. I mean, you just gotta realize, like, that's why, like, I was very passionate about working out in high school.
Yep.
And I could have done that, and I could have got, like, an exercise science degree, or tried to done something physically, or, like, or exercise science or something, or physical therapy is good too, but just exercise science degree wouldn't have got me I'd be pushing making a living, but I realized I could do that as a side hustle if I get more in demand field.
And that's what I like about what more people are realizing now is sometimes something you're passionate about, it's going to take a lot more time than 4 years between 18 and 22 for you to really get there. It's going to take a shit ton of time. I mean, one engineer I worked with in New York, I mean, he's from Chile, and
that's cool.
And I mean, he's 35. It took him a long time to get to a point where he's just working with AAA artists now. I mean,
yeah, and
shit, his version of college while he was at the studio was scrubbing floors for about 5 years, and then he just took that one big break. So I mean, people, I think more the younger generation now, they're starting to understand, okay, I'm passionate about something, but doesn't mean I gotta go to school for it, because I'm still gonna go after it even outside of school. Mm-hmm. Which is what I'm doing right now, even outside of coding stuff. I still work in the industry. Yeah. I still work with my independent guys. Just because I didn't graduate.
You don't seem very. You gotta enjoy. I think I had a hard time with it was like you want to expect quick results, but that's not the truth of anything, because like anybody could do that. Then
right,
it's like you want to separate. You seriously have to put yourself out of your own comfort zone to separate yourself from what's normal of society, and that's the way you gotta.
That's the way you have to look at life.
It's like you gotta enjoy the freaking ride. Like you have to, you just got to get it engraved in your head. Like you have to just enjoy your struggles, and that's something.
Enjoy the journey. Yeah,
that's
because the journey is everything.
And that's why, like, when I'm applying to jobs, like I'm already telling myself no. I'm gonna get a no from every job I apply to. It's just I'm changing my mindset just so I don't get depressed about it.
I mean, it's a good mentality to have, though, just to enjoy the ride there. I mean, because destination doesn't mean shit. I mean, let's say I do win a Grammy. Let's say I do win a Grammy. Let's say I do win a Grammy. I don't give a shit about the Grammy. I'll say, wow, look at how far I've come.
Bullshit.
The Grammy?
That's bullshit.
What? I'll buy. What am I gonna buy? I'm gonna buy like $100 cigar.
Enjoy it.
I was like, yeah.
You're
I
going
work with
to
a guy who won a
it.
Grammy.
You're going to enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy it.
You're going to enjoy it more than everything else you have in your life.
I will. And then I'll just, you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say, next one. That's it.
Okay. There you go.
Got to keep it moving forward. Anyways, I got to take a piss. This podcast has been going for about almost 2 hours and a half.
Okay, there you go.
2 hours and a half. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, we kind of went off the rails, but I mean, that's
it's yeah.
And people who actually listen to the show know I go off the rails a lot anyway.
Yeah, that's what makes it. That's why I like it.
It makes it interesting. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That group podcast is never gonna go up. It's a fucking disaster. I listen to it.
I feel like I'm like 50% of that disaster.
No, it's you. It's Austin.
Everybody else.
It's TJ. Yeah, it's everybody. It was a fucking disaster. That thing's never going up.
All right, I gotta say, seriously, thank you for doing that for us, and as well as today.
Yeah, no problem.
It's like it does mean a lot, dude. And this was like, even if that group podcast never goes up, it's still worth listening to. Like down the road, we will listen to it.
Down the road, maybe I'll put it up. But I mean,
no, you don't have to put it up.
I'm just gonna call it Disaster Episode 1.
Okay.
And so people know what they're getting into. I mean,
there you go. That's what description's for.
I mean, I enjoy this stuff. It's just, having conversations with people, getting to know them, or, just talking.
I love your other ones too.
Which ones have you actually listened to? Are you bullshitting me?
No, I'm not bullshitting you. I've listened to Daniel's.
Daniel's was good. I liked that episode. Even though I didn't know what the fuck was going on, that was a fun episode for me.
You seriously need to get me and Daniel.
You and Daniel?
Yes.
I'll think about it one of these days.
Yeah. Daniel was my roommate we went through football in high school together, and we're roommate all through college. And like me, we have some crazy stories that we can tell.
I know y'all also have some fucked up thoughts about it too.
Oh yeah, very.
But it's okay.
Much.
I'm not sponsored. This is brought to you by me, the only sponsor. So you could say whatever you want. For example, I could say this and get away with fuck Apple, fuck MacBook, fuck Pro Tools for breaking all the time, and fuck you too, Tony. Thanks for coming out.